Find out more and apply at carolinafcu.org/visa or visit the branch at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Carter Chevrolet of Shelby announces a huge used car liquidation event, and it's going on right now. Never before have they offered so many ways you can get into your pre-owned vehicle. Right now, you make no down payment. Plus, you get 0% APR financing for 72 months. Plus, they will pay up to $5,000 above Kelley Blue Book for your trade-in. And you make no payments till 2022. It can't get any better than that. The used car liquidation event going on now at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at carterchevyofshelby.com. If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot. All during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
Are we live?
Yes.
All right. Welcome to Saturday Morning Sports Talk, sponsored by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Terry, were you cold when you walked outside this morning?
Yeah, it was a little chilly.
That's all I can say. A little chilly. If you're
what you got a great big old coat on for, Tom?
Well, because it was a little chilly. But
all three of y'all, come on, guys.
There's a fourth person. There's 5 people
you
in
might
this
want to call
radio.
Shelby Heating and Air.
Football.
Okay,
time.
so we do have an opening to this, and we had a doggy emergency at the last second. Yeah. So I'm going to play the opening, JP. Just give me 2 seconds. Zach, if you'll hit.
Okay.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Incredible man, I only do things incredible can, cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Another Saturday morning sports talk with Kevin, Zach, Terry, and Tom.
All right, now we're ready, JP.
There
All right,
we go.
I'm going to give it over to the guys and go handle Vader here. And we're going to start, guys, in college basketball. Terry was a ranting and raving. Go, Terry. NC State's doing great, right?
Yeah, perfect. North Carolina State. If you're a North Carolina State fan, and I know people know I am, but I lost a lot of respects for Keats last Saturday when we're playing Florida State of a play that he drew up with 8.6 seconds when my 3 guys underneath never moved, and we tried to feed it to Sebron, who was front-loaded and back-loaded with a Florida player, and it gets picked off as he's trying to get it in between them, And then we had to foul the guy, and he goes to the line, and Florida State ends up winning by 2. But I sent out a message to a lot of my state fans that day, and I said, this is the ACC, not the Patriot League. I don't even think the Patriot League would have drew that play up, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, it doesn't sound like they drew up much of a play at all. I mean, that was kind of the fun part of practice when I did basketball years and years ago, is working on out of bounds plays.
Yes.
You know, that was
and
kind of
underneath
fun.
the goal plays.
Yeah, up underneath the goal plays and stuff like that. And at the college level, that's what you do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the guys forgot to play, Terry.
Well, we still had 2 timeouts, so call another timeout. It's not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on. But anyway, Good morning, everybody. Glad to have everybody here. Dallas is headed on into the playoffs. And,
that was quick transition from college basketball to the NFL.
Well, I mean, do y'all have anything about any of y'all's teams that y'all want to publicize? Where Carolina got beat by the Fighting Irish the other day to knock them out of the unbeatens in the ACC. And now what is it? It's Miami, Duke, and somebody else. There's 3. Louisville, I think, it's the 3 teams that are unbeaten in the league right now. So.
In conference play, they're undefeated.
Yeah, conference. Yeah. But the ACC is still getting no respect in the polls. Only one team that is legitimately got a ranking, and that's Duke. Like the rest of the ACC does not need to play or have been playing. And, to me, that's a great big downfall to me from how the ACC used to be to how it is now. And I know we're going through a lot of one-and-dones. Yeah. But are the other conferences keeping players longer than the ACC is?
Well, it'd be interesting to see how that would pan out. Well, where do players stay the longest? Which conference? I think a big kid that the Iowa player, I can't remember his name. The kid that won Player of the Year, that was there forever. They were good. I want to say he was a 3 or 4 year player. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you get a guy like that to stay, and you get a few guys like Ohio State's got a couple of guys on there, been there 5 or 6. Seems like 5 or 6 years they've been there forever, because you got these super seniors too. Got the extra year because of COVID. So I think if you can keep the guys there longer, but you're right, Terry. One and done. It's hard. Like when the NBA, I'm like, where'd that guy go to college? Where'd that guy go to college? Right. So you have to look it up because they might have played 1 year and you didn't get a chance to keep up with them.
Yeah, it's bothersome for me to watch and think of the players that we have, and you hope at the end of the year I'm still coming back to state.
Right.
There's the problem
with the transfer portal.
Yeah,
and all
that's
that
what
stuff.
I'm saying. Because hey, man, I'm not happy here. We can't build a winner here. I know we got Billingham coming, but that he's a junior, so we still got probably till the middle, maybe December of next year, after Christmas, before he maybe comes and be a part of our team.
What else happens when, say, a player comes and they were a 3 or 4 star that was on the lower level of those elites, and they play really well in a lower program, and they decide to go to a bigger program? How's that going to hurt trying to build a program at a smaller school?
Yeah. Well, I was watching, and I don't know whether y'all turned it over last night, which some people probably did not. And I flipped it over, and Harvard is playing Detroit Mercy. And I watched a little. Well, yeah,
Wow.
It was. It was.
I ain't never heard of that team.
And this Davis kid, and I think I think Antonio Davis is the kid that set the Detroit Mercy record of all time for scoring. He did it last night. He needed 35, and he got 39 in the game. But Mike Davis, a former player in college and the pros, he's his dad, and he coaches that squad. And, it's that kind of got me when I flipped it over and I saw Davis was the coach of Detroit Mercy. And then I was like, well, then they started talking about his son out on the court, and about when I flipped it over, I think he had like 23. It's about halftime. But he ended up with 23 at halftime, ended up getting 39 for the game, but he set the Detroit Mercy record. And some people was like, well, sometimes when you're flipping television, just some things will grab you. And that one grabbed me. And, there's probably no more people in the stands, and I'm going to be honest, maybe 200.
Yeah.
Maybe is all that was there to see that,
Because everybody was watching on television.
Oh, yeah.
Well, probably was. Yeah.
Yeah. The The guy I couldn't remember was Luca Garza for Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big kid played center. Yeah, he all 4 years was a senior last year. Like if you can get a guy, and he was the Naismith Trophy winner in 2021. So if you can get a guy like that to stay, but that's just becoming rare, more rare, and more rare. Now Iowa's not nearly as good this year, but last year, you get a star player to stay, but there's just too much money to be made.
Oh, they are.
There's just too much money
get
to
the
be made.
Butlers, and back in the Butlers was getting the 4-year stars, and then the one and dones were starting to come up, so the Butlers were playing well against the one and dones, and you see how that that plays out.
Well, I mean, when I flipped it over, a lot of people maybe don't know, but I think that's the Horizon League that Detroit Mercy's in with Oakland.
Yes.
Oakland's
Yeah.
in
Look at the facts he's bringing out of here.
A lot of people don't know, Tom, that Detroit Mercy's in the Horizon League.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Just letting the folks out there know.
Well, every once in a while I'll do that too, Terry. But I'll scroll through and just listen to a game for a little bit. It's kind of fun.
It is.
to discover
I'm
little
just
things
sitting there
like that,
because
Kevin.
people never see these teams.
It's just
And I was like, and both of them were like 5-9. Harvard was, and I think Detroit Mercy was 4-7, but they were 3-0 in their conference. So I was like, hey, interesting. So I just stopped and started watching.
I got you. So, State's gonna win the championship. Is that what I hear over here?
They might.
I didn't see any
No.
of the
Got to get
State
it turned
game.
around.
No.
But I noticed that they had lost by 2. I thought about you, Terry. I was like, well, he ought to have been excited because you was thinking they was going to get trounced.
Well, they probably gave up 40 points worth of layups.
And I thought about that when
I
you started
guarantee you,
when-
if you go back and look at the game, if we didn't give up 40 points worth of layups, it was like 38 then. It was a lot.
So we can do the over-under every week on layups.
That's it.
Given up by the State.
We a
Wolfpack.
minimum of 30. Well, I say 34 to 40 every game.
Well, Baylor's number 1 overall, 13-0. USC is 12-0 at number 7. Did I see the Tar Heels were one of the last teams to
They just
lose?
lost, so they're probably going to go.
Colorado
down.
State had lost. When was the last time that a Tar Heel team had 10 wins and wasn't ranked?
They're
We
not
were just
ranked.
talking about the ACC only having one ranked team this year, which is very
It's good.
odd. I mean, I've seen it where we've had 10 at
Yeah.
a time, and it would be some of our not really good teams.
Well, that's my question is so a North Carolina team with 1 loss, and how many wins they got? I'm gonna pull that up.
And now,
myself.
does this mean we don't believe in
Probably
your coach?
12-4, maybe.
Think of that. I mean, for Carolina,
They're
if that had
10-4.
been
10-4.
Dean Smith
I thought it was undefeated.
or
What was I
Roy
talking
Williams, they'd have been ranked.
about? No, they're 10-4. Duke's 12-1.
But we've had
overall.
the loss that we've had two losses that were against teams that are better than us, and I think the 2 that we got beat by was probably
Well, one of them, Kentucky, and they slashed you.
they
about 30.
smoked us. And the crazy thing, I think we beat them the first
They're
time.
ranked 16th with Providence.
Well,
is
Providence will be dropping because they got beat by 30 by Marquette, beat them by 30. So
Dwayne Wade must have
that's
showed
not
back
good.
up.
that'll knock them down just a little bit, Kevin.
All right. So I wanted to count the teams ranked. So the American Athletic has 1 in Houston. ACC 1 with Duke.
So
1.
That is so low.
They're
They're only
Hurricanes
predicted.
are 12-3. Wake
What?
Forest is 12-3.
I want to mention one more thing while you're going over that. Last week they do, and I don't know why they do this, and we talk about this every week. Joe Lenardi put out his bracketology of teams that were in it, and State's playing Virginia Tech on Tuesday, and it had Virginia Tech, the number 10 seed, and then it had Florida State and some other teams down below that just going to make it in, but they wasn't a seeded team like playing games. But when I saw that, Virginia Tech is 8-6. Now they're 8-7. They have not won a game in the ACC, and he had them at a number 10 seed.
I can pull that up in a second.
You know.
Big 12
Terry,
5.
It is way too early
It
for
is.
bracketology.
It is.
It is way.
But I mean,
they're
that
just now
split
getting
me
started.
out.
I mean, look at these.
Why?
Teams have played 3 or 4 conference games, and they're already doing bracketology.
That's it.
Come on now. There's a lot of and plus you have to go on the road and play a lot of games in your conference,
Exactly.
which is never
That's
easy.
what really got me when I saw that poll come out, and I'm like, they're 8-7. They have not won a game in the ACC, and you got them at number 10 seed.
Well, the Big East has 4 teams: Providence, Villanova, Xavier, and Seton Hall.
Providence might not be ranked after they got thumped by 30, unless maybe the whole team had COVID or something. I don't know.
Nobody in the Big South. Gardner-Webb did beat the Georgia Bulldogs, however.
They did.
Mention that again. The Big Ten with 4. Purdue is in like 10th place and ranked 3rd overall in the country.
Yeah, think of that.
They're 1 and 2 in their conference.
Yeah, State should have beat them also.
No, 3 in the country.
Yeah, State should have beat them.
Michigan State's 4-0 in the conference. Illinois is not ranked at 11 and 3 at 4-0 in the conference. Purdue is ranked 3rd overall at 12 and 2 with 1 and 2 in the conference. Ohio State 13, Wisconsin 23 were the ranked teams coming into this week. Obviously, you know that during the week games will affect these. When's the basketball? When's those come out? Mondays?
Come out on Mondays.
Mondays.
Yeah.
You see Cleveland State up there, 4-0.
What conference are they
again?
in?
Look at that right there.
Oh, that's
the Horizon.
Terry's
That's
Horizon.
There's a
Horizon.
Horizon
Right.
League. There you
Where's
go.
Detroit Mercy? I
Yeah.
don't see them.
They're
There they are.
3.
The Titans.
They're
Terry-
three.
There's a 3-way tie for first.
3-0.
Or undefeated,
What you
excuse
talking
me.
about?
I tell you what,
Terry, what's
Detroit
Detroit
Mercy's
Mercy's
getting a
nickname?
lot of love on
I have
Saturday.
no idea.
That's right.
Terry!
I have no idea.
Terry, I just showed it to you, and you watched the game last night, and you
Yeah.
still don't know who. He
I have
don't know
no
who the
idea.
mascot is. I said, Terry, who's the mascot?
Mm. I'm
Terry-
watching this Davis
He can
kid
tell you-
play, man.
I'm looking at it right here. You can look. He can tell us they're in the Horizon League and watch the game, but has no idea their nickname. It's the Titans.
Titans.
Okay.
Remember the Titans,
I know,
Terry?
Terry. He couldn't remember. He's awful.
They have defeated me. They
I
have
know their
defeated.
coach, Mike Davis.
Whose
You
coach
did.
didn't he know the other
Did I?
day? Like you
Those
said,
Cowboys.
No. He didn't know. He didn't know Boston's coach. He didn't know who was coaching.
I
Boston.
do not,
Celtics.
and I still don't know the guy's name. I don't want to know the guy's name. Not after we blew a
I was gonna
25
say, did you see
point
the
lead
did you see
against
the
the
Knicks
Knicks.
game the other
He
day?
don't
Yeah.
know his- he don't
We
know
blew a 25-point lead. The other
Cleveland's
day.
done that like 3 times. When I'm sitting there watching a game, they've done it like 3 times.
Jesus.
He doesn't know.
Because my
I do not want to know the guy's name.
That's
my-
awesome.
my
The Hornets
daughter's
can give up
boyfriend
25
watches
point lead in
basketball.
one
I watch
quarter
Cleveland
because we
do
give
that.
up 40 or 45 in
Well,
a
I'm
quarter.
telling you, he
Ain't guarded anybody.
if it was up to me,
Me and you'd get 20 on him.
in the mid-season when you get extra players, the coach would be the one I'd change.
That's Pac-12's got some big hitters up top.
Terry, right?
5, 7, and 8.
We'll ask that in the NBA in a little bit. All right. 3 teams in the Pac-12: USC, Arizona, and UCLA. Over in the Patriot, nothing. Southeastern Conference for you SEC fans. That's what Western Conference is actually called. 5 teams: 18 Tennessee, 16 Kentucky, 21 LSU, 15 Alabama, and 9 Auburn. So the state of Alabama has more ranked basketball teams than the state of North Carolina. Terry, does that make any sense to you?
Not really.
You have any complaints about that one? No. Well, the Southern Conference, nothing there. Southland, nothing there. Southwest, nothing. Summit, nobody. Sun Belt, no for App. Delph is there his final senior year if you want to catch any of those games. Kings Mountain kid, I think he's leading the team in scoring right now. I'll go back in just a second check that out. Gonzaga, the only team in the West Coast League, and the Western Athletic, nothing.
How many games Gonzaga lost? 2. The 2
Gonzaga. Wait, is it Zag or Zog?
Gonzaga is what I always call it.
I'm not asking.
Some
you
people
for
does say
pronunciation.
Gonzaga.
I was
I think they
hoping
lost 2
Tom had
guys.
an answer for that one.
I can't
Start
hear
off-
anything. My headphones are dead.
They're 11-2. He was supposed to fix that yesterday.
He did not.
We'll have to fire
Something
him.
and 2 overall.
11-2 overall. Do Appalachian? What was I going to say? On theirs, I want to see Adrian. I think he's leading the team in scoring. If not, he's second. Yeah, he's leading the team in scoring. 16 points a game. The only player for App in double figures, actually. 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. Apparently, he's not even thinking about passing Terry right now because he's the only person that can put the ball
Lordy.
in the bucket.
Trae Young.
Delph's
Trey
averaging
Young.
16 a game.
He's the
Wow.
only
Lead
person in double
scorer.
figures.
Wow.
Nobody else
That's
is
great.
Nobody else is scoring.
Lordy.
I don't think they're a good team then. If nobody else but him can score.
Okay.
Because he say he's a good distributor too, and that's not good if he's having to shoot like that. Free throw 78%. He's doing good. Him and Justin Forrest, he's also at 78%.
He's leading them in
42% from
blocks.
3, Terry.
Think of that.
0.6. Where's anybody else on the team? Is anybody else on the team playing? He's 42% from 3-point range. 43%.
That's not bad.
That's really
not
good.
bad.
All right, so there's your at. Now, what was the other question? Your bracketology. That's what you wanted me. What you're
Yeah,
asking
the
me about?
bracketology.
Why are we even
Already
talking
Joe
about
Leonardo.
Cause,
That's it.
well, Tom, regular season games
Yeah,
for
there
a
it
lot
is.
of part
Look at
don't
this.
really mean
First
much.
4 in, first 4 out, last team in.
That's horrible.
This is the stupidest.
Virginia Tech, we beat them. Remember that North Carolina State beat them.
Here's your bubble teams. Last 4 byes: Florida State Marys, Minnesota Creighton. Last 4 in.
Wake Forest, with all the wins they got, is the last 4 in.
It says they're in.
So basically what he's telling them, you're playing nobody.
Wake Forest, Virginia Tech are both in right now. First 4 out: Memphis, Belmont, TCU, and Central Florida. Next 4 out: Michigan, St. Bonaventure, Boise State, and Clemson. So, Tom, you excited about the bubble watch there, I see?
There you go,
No,
Tom.
I'm not. I think this is utterly ridiculous that we're wasting valuable airtime talking about bracketology January 8th. I mean, it's just
Tom.
It's January 8th.
Well,
it's not
it
called
means something,
It's
Tom.
not called
February hasn't
January
even
Madness.
happened.
What's it called, Zach? You're the one that's got some sense in this room.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's
Not
Mar-
January Madness.
It's
called
March.
what?
It's March
It's
Madness.
March
and-
Madness,
and I
right?
think
So
he
why
might
are
have
we talking about this in January?
he might have a bracketology out for the next year season already.
You know what? People are mirroring.
That's right.
You know what?
That's right.
You know what they're doing, Zach? They're doing the same thing with elections.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as the last election's over, it's like, okay, well, who's going to be? Can we not just get this one over with first? I mean,
Or we got
why
4 years
why
of
don't we
legislative.
go ahead and let
Tom,
these
it's only
teams
3 years away.
let these teams go on the road in their conference?
When do you want the
and
Olympians
then
to
we'll,
start
and we'll see what they're
preparing,
made
Tom?
of. If you want to see what a team's made of, see what they do on the road in their conference, and that's how you see teams. That's what I would say. This team went on the road in say the Big 12 or the Big 10, and they won a lot of road conference games. That means something.
But, Tom, think about it.
You can't do that until they play them.
Think about it. If Virginia Tech had beat State, they might have moved up in a seeding. They might have moved to number 9
Is this
or
the
8.
NC State Virginia Tech
know,
show? I mean,
it
we've been
is.
talking
This-
about
it
this
is.
game
This
for
is
20
what college
minutes.
sports
It
are
is.
about, Tom, is just talking about what's going to be or what could be in a few weeks or months.
But
It's all college sports.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
We got
Tom, just on account of you don't
a
have a
national
college team.
championship football
There's a
game.
reason I don't
We
get
got a
invested.
national championship football game Monday, and we're talking about bracketology.
All right. So real
I mean,
quick,
it's-
real quick to finish up some.
National championship football game is Monday. We're talking about bracketology.
Real quick to finish up some.
I'm sorry, Terry. That word's got more than 2 syllables. I know you don't understand.
Real quick, some bracketology for Tom. ACC right now would only have 5 teams in the tournament compared to the Big 12 having 5 in the top 25.
Big 10 with 8. That's a
Big 10's
joke.
got Big 10 and Big East with 8.
Well, what happened to Duke when they
listed
come
right
up here
now.
and played the Big Ten on the road? Come on, what happened? My memory's a little foggy, Terry. Why don't you tell me what happened when Coach Crybaby, went up to Columbus?
When
what
y'all
happened to him?
have to get prepared for one game, and you put everything y'all got, Tom, into one game.
You know what, Coach?
To beat Duke.
You know what Coach K knows?
Coach K.
Don't play on the road. That's why I keep saying play on the road and win, and then I know you're a good basketball team. That's how I know you're a good basketball.
All right. Before we go to break, we got JP Sims got a phone caller real quick. Who we got, JP?
Good morning, man.
Good morning, Coach.
How you doing?
You're doing well.
Awesome. A little cold for y'all this morning.
Just a tad.
Yes,
little bit.
sir.
Felt good
Football
out
weather,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I had a guy who's been getting after me to get involved with the cross training group here in Cherville, and we got out there at First Baptist this morning about 6:45. It's a little chilly, but it felt good. Good to get the body moving this morning. So appreciate Kevin McSwain doing that this morning, and hope you guys are doing well. Hope y'all had a happy New Year.
Oh, we did, and Coach, I know you called in. You probably heard us talking a bit about Delph at Appalachian State and basketball and this bracketology stuff. And I know they wanted to start out with college basketball, but I'm sure you're looking forward to. There's a little football game to be played on Monday night, Alabama and Georgia, and everybody's got an opinion on that. And I was just curious to see what you thought about Monday night's game.
It's hard to believe that Georgia can keep playing them and not be successful one time. So this could be the charm, but it may not be. So we'll see. I think they're definitely talented enough. And, the first time they played, the motivation was more on the Alabama side to get into the college football playoff. And now they're playing for the championship. So I think you'll see the best out of both teams, and should be a really good game. I honestly don't have a pull either way, but I'd probably rather see Georgia win than Alabama just to see somebody new win it. But they should have won it a couple years ago, but they kind of give it away there toward the end. So we'll see how they do. And whoever can control the line of scrimmage, which that's what Alabama did the first game. So we'll see if Georgia can at the end and play it out, See what happens. Turnovers, big plays, kicking game. It's all, going to come down to just one or two important plays in the game. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be an exciting game, but see how it goes. But excited about a new year of football coming ahead and having an actual off season. So as a head football coach, that's something to look forward to in this coming year.
Well, Coach, my question, I'm going to throw this out there. They said Georgia has lost like the last 7 to Alabama in a row.
Right.
And plus, when you talk about the SEC, and we always say, well, they're the elite in college, but, when this thing is all over, the SEC is going to be 6 wins and 8 losses in bowl games. And to me, that's not elite. I mean, yeah, you have a dominant group that's up top, Alabama and Georgia, and then you might throw in a Texas A&M or somebody. But as far as the rest of the league, they're average, just like any other conference that's around. But I'm on the opposite side. I hope Alabama beats Georgia again just to prove that Saban is a great coach no matter what he gets, even though he does get a lot of great talent. And but I don't know. That's just my opinion on my side.
Right. Well, I mean, Nick Saban's got to be considered one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. The way he's adapted and the way he takes different coaches almost every single year and molds his team, and he does a great job with that. But he's definitely going to be one of those top 4 or 5 teams that's going to have the most talent every year. So as long as you can keep those guys on the straight and narrow. I remember my first year coaching football. I had Elbert Thomas, Chad Mann, and Mitchell Cave. Mitchell Lackey's on my team now. Mitchell Cave. And if I could just make sure those guys got on the bus, we was probably going to have a pretty successful Friday night. So good group of players, and that always helps. You win with players. But in the world we live in today, I mean, the way you work with your team and the things that you do with your team and the way you keep them all playing for the common cause, I think that's something Nick Saban does probably better than any other college football coach that I've seen in a long time.
All right. Well, I've got kind of mixed feelings on this game because in my college bowl pick'em, I know the people on this show would not believe me, but I'm number 2 right now. My brother and he took Georgia and I took Alabama. But
good job.
I took winner gets a small cash prize. But I think that you got to take the team with the best coach and the best quarterback, and that's Alabama. I think the team with the most talent is Georgia. I do think Georgia overall, if you look at them top to bottom, they've got more talent. But
top 22 maybe.
Yeah. But
not deep.
Yeah. But Georgia, Alabama's got the better quarterback, and you've got to have a great coaching staff. If you went out and scored 5 straight touchdowns on that Georgia defense. You went out, I think all year, nobody scored more than 2 touchdowns against them. This guy goes out there and scores 5
41
straight times. That just kind of pops out at you. Now, what other people are going to say is that Georgia didn't have anything to play for. And basically, if you're Georgia, you might thought about it this way. If I play Cincinnati, if I play Michigan, I'm going to beat either one of those. No, doesn't matter. Okay? Alabama's the one I got to beat because that's probably where I'm going to be. I'm probably going to be playing Michigan or Cincinnati, and I can beat either one of those and get a rematch with Alabama. So we don't have to spend ourselves and show all our cards in this game. Now, I don't know if it's going to go down like that, but that's what a lot of the talking heads on TV are saying. What do you think about that, Coach Pruitt?
Well, if I wanted to look at it from that end, I would have been Georgia saying, hey, we don't have to play Alabama again if we can beat them this one time.
Yeah,
but they are
true.
going to play them again.
Very
so
true.
That is
Very
part
true.
of it. But, the other part of that process is, to me, I think Michi's out, obviously, and I think they got another wide receiver that's out. So 2 guys that played in the earlier game won't be available. And, of course, they have those talented kids that come in and take those positions, which I guess it wasn't, I can't remember, Johnson. No, it wasn't a Johnson. It was one of those wide receivers stepped in and hadn't played hardly all year and stepped up and made some big plays. So just interested to see how the game turns out. And I'll definitely be looking in on Monday night, and we'll probably do our usual high school pick'em thing within our Remind group that we do and see who can pick the game and pick the total the best. So we'll be looking forward to that. But did want to call today and talk about our kids in our football program doing great things at other sports and enjoying a pretty good year of basketball where our team is well above 500 and the wrestling team won 3 conference matches last night over Burns, Mountain Island Charter, and Lincoln Charter. And, of course, the All Gazette team came out over the break. So we had Caden Beaver on the first team, and we had a bunch of honorable mentions in Cooper Sloan, Mitchell Lackey, Mason Grindstaff, Landon Hahn, Chase Miller, Cam Boland, Jack Dellinger, and Caleb Hovis. So looking forward to the future of 2022, and looking forward to these guys finishing out their winter seasons and then get spring season started with baseball and track and all the other sports, and then get ready for summer. So I just wanted to call in and kind of mention that too in my call today.
Coach Bird, I want to ask you real quick. I know I heard you say something about the wrestling team. They're having some success. Is Coach Scholl still over there coaching the wrestling team?
Coach Scholl helps Coach Powers. Matt Powers has been our head wrestling coach for a long time, do a great job. In the world we live in with filling weight classes, we're still, short on the front end with the 106, and we have a little hole there in the middle with the weight class that we forfeit at 152. But overall, they've done a really good job this year. We wrestled some really good competition, so looking forward. I think we're ranked in the top 10 in 1A. But yeah, Brandon Scholl, he actually is a middle school coach and coached my son in middle school when he goes, had been going back and forth during those seasons that overlap, but middle school wrestling's over now. So appreciate Coach Scholl, and he's actually a member of our faculty at Cherryville High School now. So he's a great kid, great family, and glad to have him involved in Cherryville athletics. He also coaches tennis, so he's a great asset to our group.
Yeah, he's a Burns kid. Both his parents work over at the school with me, and about 100 years ago he played soccer when I was still coaching. So
he's not that old. He's not that old.
But he's a good kid, and I'm glad he's having success over there. And I know that he puts his heart and soul into everything he coaches over there. So I just wanted to get him a little recognition.
He was sweating it out last night. Caleb come through with a big pin in the last match and got us to win, and I could see Coach Scholl was about to chew through his whatever he had over there. He was kind of bearing down as to if we was going to get that win or not. He likes to win those games, those matches, and those tennis match or wrestling match against Burns. So
I know.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, we'll tell him that that old Coach Sanafani asked how he was doing, and make sure that you tell him I said good. Wish him well and good luck as he continues the season.
I'll do that. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Coach Pruitt.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Take care.
All right, Coach. Have a good Saturday. Stay warm. Stay warm.
All right. We will. Thank you.
I asked Coach Tim Pruitt, Cherryville Ironman. I was pulling up while he was talking his Twitter feed there to show you guys some pictures and stuff from this weekend. I think that might be Mason. I'm not sure. No, that's Cherryville's in the blues. I don't know who that is in the back. The kid in the front actually looks like Mason's haircut, so I was wondering about that. There's the Ironman crew getting ready there on the side. Now, this, Zach, have you noticed where that's at, Zach?
Mm-hmm. Huh? That's the old volunteers gym.
Right. Terry, did you ever go in that gym before? I figured you'd have. I don't know if Tom's ever been in this spot. Have you, Tom? Have you been over at the high school, actually, where they do this?
That's at the campus. School, so this isn't at Nixon Gym then? No. Okay. Yeah,
so, all right. So as you can see, the floor, Zach, looks fantastic. Looks like it's been redone. I don't know when that was, but this used to be, Tom, the junior high gym at the school. The school is 2 circles. Yeah. One used to be junior high, one used to be the high school. It was 7 through 9, 10 through 12, and it's how they separated. Well, you had separate gyms, obviously. Well, this was the junior high gym. When we were there, everything you see there with blue was orange.
Tennessee Vols orange.
Volunteer orange. That was the mascot, was the Vols. So everything there you see was orange. What you see the wall there with the Ironman, that was a stage wide open. That was not.
It would go into.
It was a curtain that went right
cafeteria.
to the cafeteria. Now, when I was there, Zach, they enclosed it. The last year I was there, which was 11th grade, that was 2000. They enclosed it to make it a classroom, and it's been that way ever since. But up until then, it was a curtain, and I'll never forget. Cam Dean coming. Cam, Terry, I know you remember Cam, and Zach does too. Cam come through there to play basketball one time. She was my neighbor, and she was just chatty with me and everything. She come in talking junk to one of the other girls, and I just when I see that shot, I can remember just Cam coming in for basketball practice. We'd go in and out there and ride together. But that gym it used to be orange, full of junior high basketball.
I've actually went and watched a wrestling match there last year.
Jaden?
No, Jaden was wrestling. I was actually watching my nephews wrestle for Lincoln when Lincoln played there. So they did a nice job on changing that over.
All right, well, we'll do the bad pick segment here in a minute. We can go ahead while we're here in the first part, get this over with while you guys were mentioning it there. Picks for Monday night, college football national championship, Georgia and Alabama. Tom, I guess you want to see the spread on this?
It's Georgia -3, isn't it?
I do not know. Georgia favored?
Yeah, Georgia's favored by 2 or 3.
Alabama beat them by like how many?
I told you when I was talking to Coach Pruitt, they have more talent. Like Terry said it best. Their top 22 is more talented. But most people are going to argue that Alabama has two better. They have a better coach, better quarterback. So, but I thought the kid from Georgia, what's his name, Stetson? The kid, he had a good game against Michigan. So
are you really? I mean, I know you got Alabama, and I am going to take Alabama, and it kind of bothers me that people in America would pull for Georgia. So you're pulling for an underdog. I mean, even they are
What's
favored.
wrong with you?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
He's an NC State fan. He talks about pulling for an underdog.
I know.
What did you just say?
You just kind of have to ignore what he says sometimes.
What did you just say?
But
Tom,
listen
to
I
me.
hate Americans.
I'm going to let you talk.
Has NC State ever been
let him talk, and
I'm
then
going to. I'm
I
done.
want to. I
the
want to
bottom
retort.
line
Go
is
ahead.
this. The bottom line is this. Nobody wants Georgia to win because then you got a non-champion that wins the title. Nobody wants that. They shouldn't even be in this thing, Tom.
So when the Giants beat the Patriots and ended their perfect season, nobody wanted the Giants to win because
Giants
they
had made the playoffs.
This is pretty much.
So did Georgia.
This is different. This is different. This is four that we elected, and one of them shouldn't be in it because they wasn't the champion.
Now, I'll agree. There's Terry. You can be right and about two different. We can all be right at the same time. Get over here.
What I would say this is Nick Saban, although I'm not going to doubt his ability to recruit and his football knowledge and his game planning and his work ethic, and I would not any of that. But a lot of what's wrong with college football, with this top heavy, not competitive, not a really great product right now, is because of people like him that get all these 5 stars on the same team, and then all these other teams can't compete, and then we act like he's the greatest coach ever. Well, I'd like to see what he could do with equal talent. I'd like to see what he can do. If he has equal talent every week, week to week.
I mean, just put him in Detroit Mercy and let's see him roll.
Let's go with Detroit Mercy and see how many games you win.
Put him in the Rising League.
Put him at Duke.
I would like to see that. And
We've already seen what happens when he's got equal competition. He got run out of Miami.
Yeah.
Flat out, right?
Yeah, that's a good
And he
point.
picked the wrong quarterback.
Right? I mean, he got out recruited. Everybody, he didn't have the best quarterback and the best running back in the country. Tom.
Yeah.
And by God, whatever it is.
What did Urban Meyer say before he did all his stupid stuff? It's like we're playing Alabama every week. Oh, what's that mean? Now I got a coach. Now I don't get to play Vanderbilt this week. I got to play, the New York Giants, who even though they're not good, they're still a professional football team. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to go out there and score 5 straight touchdowns on Georgia if you're not doing a good job coaching. But I'd like to see if you had to do it every week on the road in your conference with equal talent. Then I know how good a coach you are.
So is Georgia favored just to make people bet on them or something, Terry?
Probably.
What's the deal with this?
Georgia has more talent, top to bottom.
The
What
top
was the score
22,
2 weeks ago?
41
I
24.
know.
That
I'm
don't
not
matter.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
not
saying. They beat them by
I'm
17.
just saying.
Matter of fact, they run them off the field.
Okay, Kevin, let me add this. Georgia has more talent on paper. How about that? On paper,
22.
Yeah, on paper they've
Not
got all these
depth.
5 stars on defense.
When the Giants beat the Patriots, they beat them in Week 17. It wasn't like the Patriots beat them by 20, and then a few weeks later they beat them. Like they'd already proved they could beat them. They got beat. I'm not saying Georgia might not win, but I don't see no reason why they would be favored in this game at all.
After you got drubbed on a neutral field, is what you're saying. Yeah.
It's still ain't the first season. They didn't play the first year. I think Texas A&M. I'm just a neutral party here asking questions like I wonder. That's got it's a betting line, so there's a reason it's there. So they're trying to make people bet for Georgia or
75% of America does not want Georgia to win.
Terry, that's your feelings.
I don't think
it's the
that's
opposite.
true.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
That most people want Georgia to win.
Well, they want them to win on kind of saving.
They feel like you do as far as I say both things can be true. You can want Georgia to win because you hate Alabama and the same team's winning every year. You could also want Georgia to lose because you don't want them. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And people can make that argument. So both of them can be right. It's just
I heard the last argument was if you're going to expand the playoffs, every Power 5 champ gets in. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Then
Because-
the Fighting Irish, and then two nonchalant teams.
Because that's why you with the Fighting Irish, who got beat, who blew a huge lead against Oklahoma State. I mean, give me a break. Got beat by the Mullet, and when you had like a 4-touchdown lead, but that's beside the point. And you know what? I want Coach Harris in there at Notre Dame to do a good job. He's an Ohio State guy. But now, like, I'm torn. It's like I hate Notre Dame, but there's an Ohio State guy coaching them. So now I guess I've got mixed feelings. And next year, can you imagine how big that is? Notre Dame coming to Columbus next year. I mean, that's gonna be something.
Be like Oregon going there this year.
I don't know if it's gonna be like that, Terry. They don't play enough. Notre Dame doesn't play any defense. Plus, they don't play any conference. I mean, they wimp out on everything. So
Yeah.
I can't pull.
the whole theory could say win somewhere else. Question. Some people believe so. Some people don't. I'm in the don't theory. As far as somewhere else, yes. At Duke or anywhere, no, not even close. Here's your national champions. And when I mention someone who coached his team up and brought them above the fray and didn't have one of the best 3 teams in the nation, just tell me somebody. Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, LSU, Florida, Texas, Southern Cal, LSU, Southern Cal, Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma, Florida State, Tennessee, 98. That's not Peyton Manning. That's T. Martin. Michigan, Nebraska, Florida, Florida State, Alabama. These poor little schools. 30 years of not one team being coached up by a great coach.
I guess if you wanted to go all the way back, wasn't it 1 year that Colorado won it?
Colorado and
Tied.
Georgia Tech.
There you go. That's the year.
It was
That
what,
you'd
89?
go back
No,
to coaching
80.
maybe.
But was that not
80, I think.
was that the year Cordell Stewart was there when Colorado won?
It was
No, I
90.
didn't know
I was
that.
thinking 89, but it was 90.
It was 90 with Georgia Tech. They split the vote. Colorado won what everyone considers the main national championship. Georgia Tech won the other votes on that.
Oh, lost. There we go. Back on.
There's a short over there, Tom. We had to refix the box, and you
Okay.
got to be careful on your knee not to touch it too as well.
Okay, I will keep my knees to myself.
Notre Dame, Miami, Penn State, Oklahoma, BYU, 1984, folks. That's who's the quarterback for them?
Jim McMahon.
Was it really?
Possibility, yeah. More than likely.
Wait a minute. Might have been
Could have
Steve
been.
Young. It's either McMahon or Young.
Well. Anyway,
Click on them. They'll
final
tell you.
picks on the game, guys. Since Georgia's favored, how many people are I guess, Tom, you're picking Tom, you said they got the most talent, and they're favored. Are you picking the Bulldogs to win the national championship?
No, because I got money on Alabama.
There's a difference between picking them and having money on them.
Is there?
No.
Okay, well, I
you
picked
can
them
think
in,
Georgia's
I
going to win
picked
and
them in
bet
the
on
poll.
Alabama.
I picked them in the poll. I wish I knew who's going to win this game because I have a hard time picking this game.
Alabama.
I would say probably Alabama's going to find a way to win, but I'm not going to count Georgia out either.
I have.
I have.
Alabama.
Yeah, I was sitting here, and I was going to pick Georgia, and then Tom said something that got my attention, and he said Alabama's got the best coach and the best quarterback, and that's probably the two main things that you have on your team is the most important. So I'm gonna go with Alabama. I know Georgia, if they play well, has the best defense, but if they can't keep them off the field, Alabama. I don't know if Georgia can score with Alabama if Georgia doesn't stop Alabama. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna take Alabama.
All right. That's a lot to say, Alabama.
It was.
Tom, Georgia?
Who am I picking?
So 4 Alabamas before we start? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, the quarterbacks on the 84.
That's what I'm looking
BYU
at.
was Robbie Bosco, Blaine Fowler, Steve Lindsley, and Mike Young.
Yeah, so we missed it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
What it wasn't. See, because I remember like McMahon was with the Bears on the 85 team, and I know he wasn't a rookie that year. So I guess like McMahon probably finished up in the early 80s at BYU.
This is who BYU beat to win the national championship. Is that Marino? No,
Pittsburgh? No, because he was in the pros.
83, yeah, he's in the pros.
Yeah, 83 was his rookie.
So they beat Pittsburgh, who was ranked number 3 to start the season. Then Baylor, Tulsa, Hawaii, Colorado State, Wyoming, Air Force, New Mexico, UTEP, San Diego State, Utah State, and the Tom's favorite team, Michigan, in the Holiday Bowl, and they were claimed national champions after beating Michigan in the Holiday Bowl.
That was kind of crazy.
Nice sport.
Yeah,
Nice sport. Was that a strike year? Wasn't that the 82? Wasn't it 82?
82 is when they only
the
played
NFL
9
strike
games.
year.
Cleveland got in the playoffs
JP,
with a 4-5 record.
JP, it's time for a break. Let's see if you guys get set up and get ready. We went way too long on that one, but we are going to go to. Do I get a thumbs
Here's
up?
some good news. It's 2 for 1. 2 good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today. Oak Grove Auto Sales in Kings Mountain has new hours. Now you can come later in the day. Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop is now open Tuesday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Closed from 1 to 2 for lunch and closed Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. On the lot, take a look now at a 2016 Nissan Altima with only 93,000 miles for $14,995. Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
The biggest, baddest cars and trucks are waiting for you at Iconic Motors of Shelby. Come see for yourself, like a 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT, 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 SRT, or a 2022 Ram 3500 Laramie 4-door crew cab with only 146 miles. That's right, only 146 miles. At Iconic Motor Company of Shelby, 325 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at iconicmotorcompanyofshelby.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts. That's the theme of the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Falston and the Stamey Charitable Funeral Home on Dixie Street in Cherryville. Their staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care and service in your time of need. For more information, visit the websites at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com and StameyCharitableFuneralHome.com, both giving you the gift of comfort for you and your family.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
All right, good afternoon. Good cold Saturday morning. I've got some basketball practice here in a little bit. Shelby Heating and Air. It's ShelbyHeatingAir.com. David Hopper and them combined. It's now all of it Shelby Heating and Air. So check them out. I'll pull that stuff here in just a few minutes.
Let's go ahead and try to give that phone number real quick to Shelby Heating and Air, and it is 704-487-7877.
I'm glad, yeah, Tom got that pulled up quicker than I did. Let's see.
Yeah, one more time, 704-487-7877. Call them at Heating and Air. I've told you I spoke to the owner. I don't think anybody knows more about heating and air conditioning than Shelby Heating and Air. Very impressed with the professionalism and the knowledge of the folks over there. So if you want the cheap guys, call them. If you want the professionals, call Shelby Heating and Air.
And Tom, that it is one good point you make, and a lot of our advertisers are experts in their field. So when you got the small business guys, those are the ones you want to talk to, as opposed to the big box or big place stores.
The ones that can run ads on TV.
The national people, and they've got people that might not care as much per se, but Shelby Heating and Air, I want to thank them again for everything they do. 704-487-7877. They're not we're warm in here today. Let's say that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We've got. It's not time. It's about time for bad picks, but I got a special treat here for you guys. So Mason's joining us this week, and we had Christmas, and we had some tax money to spend on some business things. Tom, we decided to buy some equipment, and that includes software. So we updated some video software for us, and we got a green screen in here now. Some lighting. You guys can see our pretty faces now. I got some extra lighting here, so Tom can read the big board, so I can turn the light off for him. That overhead light, it just drowns out that board. But we're good to go now, and we're going to have some fun with some of this. Now, this is a little fun we had this week, with some YouTube stuff, with Zach and you guys. And I used Zach at first just to play around and see about that. Now, the first one I did was this one's just Zach as Ric Flair. It's his favorite wrestler, right, Zach?
That's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a full one for him, but this was just messing around. So this one is turn Zach, if you would, the computer. Away here. For the folks online didn't hear any of the last 20 seconds I just said, because I just switched the camera, so you guys are okay for a second. All right, now, Tom, this is for the folks right on the radio. This is a Major League 2. Put Tom and Terry and Zach's heads on these guys and just kind of made a little funny video for the folks at home. You can still hear you'll still hear the lines for you Major League fans. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Mason's never seen the movie. JP, have you ever seen Major League? He has not either. Every Iron Man movie, Terry. But he's never seen.
Why'd you even ask?
Major League. Just to aggravate you, Tom.
I know.
That was for you.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Give me Vaughn. You mean Rick Vaughn? Yeah. He's pitching to Beck, not Parkman.
He wants to ride the wild thing.
That was very appropriate.
I figured that's what made it was Terry.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
There he is.
Oh my God, it's him. Crank it, Jerry.
I should put Anna's head on her.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh no!
Now she said a dirty word right there.
Yeah. I hate this effing song.
Yeah.
That's what she
no,
said.
she said GD.
Oh.
Yeah. Now she might have said it another time, but in this particular clip, it was she hates this GD song. Randy Quaid, he's just awesome.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's great in everything.
Zach,
you did a good job acting here too.
Welcome back, Vaughn. Good to be back.
So we got more of those. We'll have one or two of those a week on Saturdays for us to mess around with to take our bad picks away, since we're not going to have bad picks here in the next after a few weeks from now.
We won't. It's all done.
Football is winding down, And so anyway, let's look over real quick. We'll come back for bad picks in the NFL in just a little bit. We'll switch over for the time being to the NBA. And Terry, are you okay? That's
all I gotta say.
Well, the Lakers won by 16 last night.
Well,
I told them LeBron's playing center.
They beat the worst team. Well, no, that wasn't the Hawks. I thought that was Hawks aren't doing too well. I was thinking the Rockets when I saw that red there that's why I said worst team, but they didn't. So Malik Monk had a lot of scores last night, a lot of points. I think he had 34 in their victory. So anyway, over in the standings. Oh, that's NFL standings. Let's say NBA standings. Tom, you're still looking at Shelby Heating and Air, aren't you?
No, I am not.
I was pulling this up for Tom. So Zach, Kyrie came back. So he's playing in and out away games for them. However that works.
I can't deal with that.
Yeah, the rules and all of this stuff is just weird. We'll make up a lot of the stuff as we go. And so we've got coaches on the list. You go in and out. Some people, who knows? Anyway, sources say 70% of the league received boosters. If you're wondering about that, so the Suns are the first team to win 30 games on the year. That's the big news for that. So and then of course they were talking about I guess LeBron at center. Zach, he's gonna have to. I don't know. They need something else out there. All right, let's look out west while we're there. So Phoenix is 30-8. I'll pull that up for you guys. Golden State 29-9, 1 game out. Utah 2.5, and then only 7 teams now over 500 out west. Lakers have edged up into the 6th seed. So it's playoff start today. It would be Utah hosting the Lakers, Memphis hosting Dallas. Golden State and Phoenix will be hosting the winners of Denver, Clippers, Minnesota, and the Spurs. Are we looking at a Suns Warriors Western Finals, Terry? No matter what,
I would go 85% of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Who could derail something of that nature? Is Jamal Murray out for the whole season? Because he hadn't played much, if any at all, and Denver sitting there in the 7th seed. Dallas, I still they need another piece. They need a good wing scorer to help them out.
Utah and Memphis can mess up somebody's day, but I don't think you got anybody better than Phoenix or Golden State.
That's what I'm asking. Does any one of them knock one of those two off? Do you think either one of them can knock one of those two off before?
I don't think Utah can beat Golden State and Memphis over Phoenix. I don't think that's going to happen neither.
Well, looking at their rosters is in the West. Let's say Steph's the point guard, right? Is Devin Booker the best shooting guard in the West?
I don't know whether he's the best shooting guard.
Who else would you have?
Don't ask him.
You can't name any players.
Kevin, just to answer your question about Jamal Murray, not the rest of the season, but they do not. This comes from the Denver Post. They do not expect him before March.
Okay.
And you know what's interesting? How much
they don't need him until June.
What do you think his salary is, Kevin?
A lot. It's $25 million.
$3.2 million.
Oh, he hasn't signed his deal yet.
Well, okay. Wait a minute. That's a 2016 because I saw that.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to look it up. Why is the first thing that pops up is 2016 salary? I'll have to pull this up.
The best website for contracts is Sport Track. It's or Spot Track. SPOTRAC.
Okay. No. That's
5 years.
That's way wrong because when it popped up, it said 3.2 million and it said 2016. I'm like, that's 6 years ago.
No, he's getting
paid he's getting paid now. 27.2. Yeah.
Booker is 16th in the league at 23.5 points a game. With that question that I asked,
$24 million increase.
Yeah, that's pretty good. No, Terry, he went from 4.4 million in 2020 to 27.2.
Starters money is see, they went from max players is the only of the best player on a team to everybody who can get the max gets the max.
Yep.
There is no negotiation.
No, it's
in NBA
you're automatically there.
It's wherever they think you are, that's your level, and if you qualify for the Supermax, you can get it, and a lot of these guys get it. And it's weird. But I don't.
You know what? I've never looked up. I've never looked up.
Great.
I've never looked up the Supermax formula. I've never looked up the formula. How do they figure that out, Kevin?
Not.
Well, Luka makes 35.7.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's well compensated.
Yeah, and see when they say this, remember Jordan got his last year was the 35 was what he was holding or wanting for. So you're here 20-something years later, and the best player on the team still getting the same thing.
Yeah,
that Jordan did. Now what changed is what I just said a minute ago about everybody who's available for the Supermaxes get them. So now everybody on the roster is getting paid $10 million. As back then, Pippen's getting what 4.8 or 3 million, and then everybody else was under 10, and Jordan's getting 35. Now it's the best players getting 35, and everybody else is getting 15 to 20.
Yeah.
10 to 20.
Scrubs get 3 or 4
Plumlee
million.
gets 10. I think Plumlee gets 10 million.
Biombo sit our bench for 10 years, making $15 million a year.
Who's that?
Bismarck Biombo.
He made the highlights the other night. He did something.
He did. He dunked all over the Hornets.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah. I've been watching some of the Hornets games too. Yeah, Biombo had a good. I was watching that game where Biombo had a good game.
He
will have a good game every 4 years.
Now, who's he playing for now?
Oh, well, if you wouldn't ask.
Gosh, because we were watching the game. I got.
Was it Houston? No, it's out in the West. I know it's in the West.
No, I know it's in the West. Dadgummit. Let me see who he's playing for. Because I watched the game.
Anyway,
we were watching.
Durant's leading the league in scoring. LeBron's second. Trae Young's third. Giannis fourth. Embiid fifth. Steph Curry sixth. DeMar DeRozan seventh. Levine eighth. Nick Jokic is ninth, and Tatum. Terry, he hit a fantastic shot the other night. I was watching to tie the game. Beautiful shot, and I was watching it with Andre actually, and everything he did was perfect. He dribbled to his spot.
Bumped him.
He did. He got him. He jab step, took one step back. And Terry, what I was trying to explain to Andre, the hardest thing he did about that shot was he was dribbling towards the right corner. Mm-hmm. When he let go of that ball, as a basketball coach, you have to love exactly what he did. His shoulders were perfectly square to that basket. It's amazing. That is so hard to do, to keep your momentum going that way, then turn while you're moving and get your shoulders square. And he did, and just there's nothing but net. And then RJ, what is RJ? What's his last name that banked it in?
Barrett.
Banked
going
it in
to the wrong side.
Left-handed, banked it in, and Tatum played perfect defense. He played perfect defense. The guy, he basically missed the shot by 3 feet, and it banked in.
Wow.
Yeah. But we were up by 25, Tom, and we blew it.
Wow.
That wasn't good what y'all did. That was not a good. I mean, and Tatum made a great play, and then he played great defense. Like, his hand was here, Tom. Forced the guy left-handed right, fadeaway three, and the dude banks it in because he missed by 3 feet.
Yeah, I saw the Hornets blow a lead against the Wizards on the road. They can't hold a lead, man.
I guess what I said, I think me or Zach could drop 20 on him if we
play
just
in
stay
the
in
NBA,
there long enough.
Yeah, if you play in the NBA and you get up by 25 in the first half, be careful. The other team's coming back.
Yeah, I saw that happen. The Cavs, I saw it happen against the Pelicans. They had one in New Orleans a long time. They had like a 25-point lead and blew it. That's the game that Rubio went out for the year.
Do you know that's the third time that Boston's blown a 25-point lead?
It happens in the NBA all the time. Those big early leads. You make a great point. And I don't say that about you very often, but that's very typical of NBA. Is big early leads get blown.
And then can you win at the end? Are we talking about Boston? Boston in 3 points or less is 1-5. You got to win. You got to know how to win.
That's coaching.
Yes.
Who you don't know who the coach is, so you can't blame him.
I could care less what his name is.
I think
he refuses to learn the name.
No, I do not want to know the name.
I think the guy from State might be available for him next year.
What, Nate?
I'm talking about the coach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Keats.
You get him at the end of the game. He maybe will call y'all a good play at the end of the game.
Yeah, he'll call us just like he did for State.
Well, hey,
or it's not going to work.
And I wasn't able to watch it, but for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Rondo, 17 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. If he can give us those Ricky Rubio-like numbers, we might be okay. Because Rubio was coming on. Now, that one where he got hurt, I think he had like 27 points.
Yeah.
But it's they needed a veteran to come in there and handle the point a little bit. Rubio was doing a great job. But now that they got Rondo,
Well, what's his name had a good game last night? Was it Garland?
Yeah, now that he's back from the virus protocol, and he'd been out, And his first game back we watched, he didn't look that great. But last night Garland had 26.
Yep.
And Kevin Love coming off the bench, he's been averaging big time numbers, but last night only had 8. But he's due for an off night. Because I'm telling you, when he comes off the bench, he's shooting threes. Just going to go ahead and tell you what he's going to do. He's going to shoot about 10 threes in the 5 minutes he's going to be in the game. Was hitting a lot of them, but
That's be such a fun job.
oh yeah,
What do you do?
just go in and shoot
he
threes
looks
today.
like-
$10 million
hey,
a year to walk in. there
he's
and
making
fire
like
three.
mid-20s in the salary, and he comes off the bench and just shoots threes.
And he has no pressure on him.
Right.
So
Right, he's coming off the bench.
Cleveland's in the 6th spot. If you won, you'd be going to playing Milwaukee in the first round. Philadelphia and Miami would be the teams in the 4-5 seed. Brooklyn is in the 2 right now. Chicago in the 1. Charlotte would be playing Toronto in the first play-in. Loser would be alive and would have to play the winner of Wizards versus Knicks. Hornets 1 game over 500 right now. 10-5 at home, 10-14 on the road. So they got some more home games ahead of them, which is good. About 9 more than to end the season. But the defense still giving up now almost 117 points a game. It's 116.6.
And their coaching is not exactly
We're
rock
stretched
solid
out.
for the Hornets.
Well, you know how our former employee felt about him.
We had a former employee. He was bragging about how he won his fantasy football.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Good for
he
him.
was like, "I will give free or charge for
Free
advice or
advice.
whatever, something like that." Something like he would say. It's like it was funny. It's like, yeah, that sounds like him. Yep. If anybody have seen him, we need to start doing. We need to start doing like some
the
Where's
weirdest
Waldo stuff.
Carmen
wait a
San
minute.
Diego.
Now with the new technology that I have, we can put his. Well, I could have done that anyway, and I could have put his head on a static milk carton. Now we can put it on moving milk cartons and make them dance and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, we need to put his face. So definitely need to put his face on a milk carton. Put it on the website. Have you seen this man? He's been abducted.
Gee.
Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart.
All right, I got some couple other NBA news and notes to go over. NBA All-Star voting. First, fan returns are in, and I know this is what we're all excited about here. Is the voting? What? So who gets in? Is it just the 5, and then after that, coaches or something put them in, or players?
They pick, or don't they get so many?
No. But who do the fans vote in?
I don't know how that works anymore. I don't like the new system.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the voting we're looking at for the folks that are watching online. In the West, LeBron is first, Jokic, Paul George, Wiggins, Draymond Green. Terry, there you go.
He should be in every year. There's no doubt.
That's the
Gotta
silliest
have a
thing.
leader.
And did he get any last year when they were 7 and 81?
Gotta have a leader.
When they
man.
led them to 7 and 81, did they get any All-Star votes last year? It's amazing, Tom. Steph Curry comes back, and Draymond has more votes than Curry. No, he don't. Curry's got no votes. That's just the front court. That's the forwards. Well, let me back up there. Draymond's 5th in forwards, so he's not being voted as a starter right now. I was about to say,
Thank God.
How in the world?
Steph Curry's got more votes than anybody in the league. It looks like.
He's the leader.
Well,
Draymond,
Curry,
the leader.
Curry is 2.5. Durant is 2.3. Giannis 2.1. LeBron 2 million. Even. So the guards out west is Curry, Doncic, Morant, Klay Thompson, who hasn't played a game, is 4th. Devin Booker's 5th. Chris Paul 6th. Donovan Mitchell.
How do you feel if you were Devin Booker and Klay Thompson got more votes
Tom,
than you did?
Think about Klay Thompson got 360,000 votes and hasn't played. Draymond got 600,000 votes. I'm guessing some of those, Terry, might be crossovers.
$25 million, the salary of Draymond Green.
That's insane. To get 7 rebounds a game.
When you could pay somebody probably $2 or $3 million to do the same. You could pay me that to go kick somebody in the private area. I mean, I could do that.
He'll be Lambeer.
Tom, go in there and kick him in the private.
Tom, that's
yes,
not
sir.
7 boards a game. Westbrook has averaged more
If
rebounds
we had a team, Tom,
than Draymond has.
you'd never beat me. You would never beat me because I would have Draymond. You would have somebody scoring 70 points, and it would do you no
and
good.
at the end of the game, it'd be 70-10.
Because my Draymond Green would be against you, and he'd be stopping everything that you did.
Well, you just said how you stopping everything I did when I had a guy score
That's
70
what I'm
points.
saying.
I don't know what
Tom.
I actually have no idea what you're
You
saying.
would lose, Tom.
I have no idea what you're saying. You're saying like if I had a go-kart and you had a Ferrari, the go-kart would win the race. That's kind of what you're saying, which makes no sense. None.
Tortoise in the hair over there.
None.
All right, so fan. Let's try to read this because I want to know exactly before I.
Well, that all-star voting shows you how stupid fans are.
The fan vote accounts to 50% of the total vote to determine the starters for the All-Star game. Current players and media members split the other 50%. Reserves are chosen by the NBA head coaches. So that's a fairly decent system that I would like to say. So
50% of it is voted on from people who hadn't even played a game.
Well, Terry, if you don't remember, it used to be 100% starters.
But I mean,
it's always been the starters. The starters have always been voted on the fans. Now they've added it 50-50. So they've took some of their power away from them. So I mean, 50-50. I think that's a good trade off. I mean, here's what I want is how do you get the 5? So front court, which gets 3? The guards, or the front court.
Good question.
It's supposed to be the front court, right? But today most teams play 3 and 2. So which one gets that? So for the Hornets fans, on the front court, Miles Bridges is 8th, LaMelo 5th in All-Star voting. So the world isn't too terrible. Draymond's got more votes than LaMelo, so by 200,000.
He's got more votes than LaMelo?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go and tell Jacob, my daughter's boyfriend, he's got to go in there and vote for LaMelo. I'm going to get on to him a little bit. That LaMelo needs more. I know you voted for him, Kevin.
Well, I was going
I know you.
I was going to say he needs to get back on his Instagram and put some more votes in for him online. I saw Casey, my buddy Casey Rainwater's doing that. Casey, if you're watching this morning, you might have been. I'm going to have a special video for you here in a couple weeks with LaMelo. Just letting you know. I'll say, all right, anything on that? All right, none of this on that. I got a fun stat for you. You know how we used to talk about, Zach, especially on our podcast, about, the whole Jordan LeBron thing real quick. Got a fun stat for you about how Jordan let everybody win LeBron let everybody win a championship while he was playing, and Jordan didn't do anything, didn't let anybody. List of players who outscored Michael and LeBron in a playoff series. Okay? During a series that LeBron got outscored by someone else in the series. Dwayne Wade on his own team. Chris Bosh on his own team. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Dirk Nowitzki, Devin Booker, James Harden, Tony Parker outscored LeBron and when they beat them. And also the great, the all-time Hall of Famer, the all-time great, Jason Terry. The Jet outscored LeBron in that series. Him and Dirk outscored him in that series. So he didn't get out smoked by Dirk. He got smoked by Jason Terry, too. Now, here's the list of people who outscored Michael Jordan in a playoff series in his career. Sidney Moncrief. That's it. Jordan's rookie season, his first playoff series, he got outscored by 0.2 points.
If I was Sidney Moncrief, I would wear that shirt around. I'd have a shirt made and wear that thing around.
He got a Defensive Player of the Year award, or was that Robertson, the other one? He may have a Defensive Player of the Year, but Moncrief's the only player that ever outscored Jordan in the playoff series. He did it by 0.2 points in his rookie year, and then Jordan let them eat. All right, final thoughts on the NBA. I got one more just to drive these boys crazy.
I got one. You're talking about the Dallas Mavericks in their spot. Jason Kidd tried to sign Dirk Nowitzki to a 10-day contract when he got his jersey the other day.
All right, so I've got one bowl comment this week. Mike Malone, the head coach, was out with COVID, so the assistant coach got to coach. He played bowl a grand total of 26 minutes, and in 26 minutes he had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. Got to play with And they won, by the way. He got with 9 players on the roster that night. Got to play 26 minutes, dropped 16 points. That's my bowl news. All right, any other comments on the NBA? I think I got everything there, guys. Any other news and notes before we go on?
Just hope Cleveland can stay at least in that 6th spot so they don't have to play one of those play-in games. 3 games, I think, ahead, or a game and a half ahead of Toronto. They're tied in the loss column, but 3 ahead in the win column.
All right.
Hornets right there. Hornets right there, Kevin. Right there.
Right there for what, Tom?
For the 8th spot. They're right there. Give them some love, Kevin. Give them some love. They got a winning record. They're right there at 8. They're going to get
Tom,
the
I'm going to rephrase what you just said. The Browns are right there, Tom. They're right near the 8th spot.
No, the Browns are not. The Browns are not in the playoffs. The Hornets right now are in the playoffs.
No, they're not. It's the play-in.
The play-in. That's the playoffs.
No, it ain't.
To me, that's the playoffs. That's a postseason game. Anything is postseason is playoffs.
Lord.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
They're exactly where I said they would be, and know they will be, and they will always be. 7 through 11. Write the Hornets in there.
They're only 2 behind Cleveland.
That's awesome. We'll be back in a few minutes. Mason and JP on KTCBroadcasting.com.
2 for 1. 2 good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today. Buy 2, get 1 free at Teddy's Emporium Outlet and Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. But that's not all. Many items are now 25% off, and all remaining Christmas merchandise, half price, 50% off. All shelves are marked that has these big discounts. Toys, and more toys. They've still got them. Shop and save anytime at Teddy's Emporium Outlet and Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook, too.
Now open, the all-new BMC Toner Solutions at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. The new BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets just $14.99 for black and $16.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, and open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia. It's time to head for the mountains. Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, that is. The fairways are plush and the greens are immaculate. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $28. After 1 p.m. for $25. Play and ride 18 holes on weekends for $38 and $33 after 1 p.m. Seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $25, and Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride on Mondays for $18. The Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road, Kings Mountain. For tee times, call 704-739-7681.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club is now having a new membership drive. That's right. If you're not a member, now is the time. It is a 9-hole course that will be expanding to an 18-hole in the near future. Every Friday night, the restaurant, it will be serving the best steaks in town, along with ribs and seafood. And the best thing about the restaurant, it is open to the public. Looking to have a wedding reception, the birthday party, corporate event, Cherville Banquet Room is the best place. Ask Dan about their golf package fundraiser deal. Check their menu out on Facebook. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
It's time to take your car or truck to Butler's Tire and Auto in Kings Mountain. Get your car ready for winter weather with a winter checkup. And right now, mention this radio ad and take $25 off select automotive services. From an oil change to transmission repair to a tune-up to a new set of tires. See Butler's Tire and Auto, 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain, right across from KFC. Again, mention this radio ad and take $25 off your next service at Butler's Tire and Auto in Kings Mountain.
We're back up.
All right. Welcome back to the broadcast. Kevin Hastings here with Zach Mayu, Terry Reinhardt, Tom Sinafani, and former intern and Gardner Webb graduate who's celebrating the Bulldogs win over the Georgia Bulldogs the other day. I don't know if you saw that, did you? Peyton Warlick's in the house. I'm going to talk to him in just a minute. I'm going to get his microphone.
He is not the missing in action.
He's not the missing in action Hunter Yancey.
No.
But he lives right next to him. Do you know, have you seen Hunter in months? You either. Welcome to the crowd.
He's not dead. I know he's not dead.
So,
or somebody, if he is, somebody's taking over his Facebook.
So we'll talk to Peyton in a minute. He basically ghosted us, Peyton, so we haven't seen him either. So we know where he is. It's a nice young lady is where he is, and their dog.
Well, I might just go ahead and tell you, if that little lady ever broke up with him, holy God!
Yeah, that would suck.
I would pray for him.
That's awful.
I would say a prayer for him. No, I'm just telling you, I'm gonna pray for that kid. I just, when you go that head over heels, when you go that, Terry, am I wrong? When you go that head over heels, buddy, you're in a dangerous place.
Whoa, Tom, you're maybe you've got the story wrong. Maybe she's head over heels.
No. No. If you call into work to dog sit for your girlfriend, you're the one head over heels for her. Because what would any real man say?
He would bring his dog in here, and
I'm going to work. I'm going to work. You're going to watch this dog, and when I get back, supper better be on the table.
If he was a real man would have said. He would bring his dog in here. If it takes a poop in the floor, he would ask the intern to go walking.
Terry, the Titans are in first place, the 1 seed right now. Derrick Henry has announced he's coming back this week. The Titans have survived. I didn't know if they would until now, and now they're sitting in the 1 spot with Henry coming back. Kansas City's in the 2. Cincinnati's now in the 3 and 4. We're going to talk about all this, and I'm going to break down in a minute since I hook up Peyton's mic here in a sec. But anyway, Zach, are the Titans or Kansas City, who's your favorite in the AFC? As this is kind of been every.
I don't think even with Derrick Henry, when he went out, I don't even know if anybody would have put them at the top, thinking if he would have stayed, that they would have been in this position. So they've done really well. I will say this. I did watch the Kansas City-Cincinnati game the other day. It's the first time I actually saw Cincinnati play this year, and the wide receiver is Jamar Chase. I was really surprised at the speed that he had.
I'm not. I knew that kid could play.
I'd heard this year. I had not saw him play. I did see him a little bit in college, but I was impressed. I'll say that. So Cincinnati's got a good thing going on. Kansas City did lose the game, but they're on the uptick this year, or not this year, but this at the end of the season. They played not well at the first of the season. So Buffalo's kind of got it back on track. I don't think Tennessee would be my favorite, though. How about you, Terry?
Well, with Derrick Henry back, you have to put them up there.
Yeah.
I think no matter, even if they are playing Kansas City, Mahomes is never going to see the field if Derrick Henry's in the backfield for Tennessee. Yeah. Cincinnati, Burrows, what a great job he has done in his second year there. He's put Cincinnati back on the map, and I think they're up and coming. They're only going to get better. Buffalo, I think they had their little Tennessee at the start of the year. They fell off. To me, this would have been their year. If they don't do it this year, I don't think you'll see Buffalo around too much more. I think they'll fall back where they ought to be. New England, back where they should be. Belichick took him a year to redo their whole team, and now he's got a Mike Jones back there, and what a job he's been doing. But I would pick Tennessee just on account of the way their offense is going to run, because they always say if you have a good running team, then you're going to go far. In Tennessee, like you said, look what they've done without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, the fact they're 11-5 is crazy to me. Kansas City, I don't trust anybody there in the NFC. Just looking at that, over in the NFC, Green Bay, LA, Tampa, Dallas, and Cardinals are in. So are the Eagles. Are in the 7th seed right now. They've clinched. San Francisco's in the 6th, haven't clinched. New Orleans trying to get in that spot is the only team that can get in. In the AFC, on the outside looking in, got a little bit more going on here. Colts are 6 right now, Chargers 7. Then the Vegas, Raiders, Pittsburgh, and Ravens are outside looking in. Guys, I texted this to Tom the other night, Terry and Zach, if I'd have told you before the season that in the AFC, if I'd have told you halfway through the season, but before the season, that the AFC North would have one team make the playoffs, and it would be the Cincinnati Bengals, would y'all have wanted me committed to Arkham Asylum? Terry, do you know what Arkham Asylum is?
I don't worry about wherever that place is at. But on the bottom end of it.
JP, wait a minute. Hold on, I got to switch cameras for that. JP, where's Arkham Asylum?
He's not listening.
He's not paying attention.
He said, no, I'm paying attention. He doesn't know Maiden. It's where they put the crazy people. It's the big prison in Batman, Terry, if that makes sense.
Okay. There you go.
Not familiar with that.
Now, would you want to put me in the asylum if I'd have said Cincinnati would be the only team in the NFC North to make the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. Not in the Batman stuff. We'd have never known that.
Not in today's NFL.
God, they're just missing the question.
Well, I'm totally missing the question. So we're talking about Batman.
In today's,
you're right.
In today's NFL, you just don't know what's going to happen. Who thought the Miami Dolphins would have won 7 games in a row?
Yeah.
Today's NFL, because it's
Y'all
so
hear me
even,
now? Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah, I got the question. It's a very simple question. It's very simple. Yes or no question.
Okay.
About the asylum.
Huh?
So,
tell me again.
It doesn't matter.
At
this point,
I want to know what it is, JP.
At this point, the timing is so off of this.
Right?
It's like it's lost its meaning. But Kevin, 7 get in, right? 7 get in.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that because remember, before the season, fellas, we do this every year, and 6 teams get in, 6 teams out. Yep. Exactly, almost every single year. So I've done the research. I went back this morning and rewatched our show where we picked before the season. Zach, well, it was actually week 4 when we picked these because we forgot to.
I think I got all mine right.
You did not.
Oh, sorry.
Terry, Tom missed 4. I missed 5 of the teams so far. There's still each of us still got 2 spots.
You know what's sad about that, Terry? This is his job. This is our part-time job.
Yeah.
It's his full-time job. We're still beating him.
That's good for you. You want to look at the college picks in the last few weeks?
I have had some bad weeks.
All right. So now that you said that about my job, this year 14 teams get in. Right now, 7 of last year are out and 7 are in. So exactly half again. So it's worked out every single year.
Because
half in, half
out. The talent, there's parity. That's why.
Thanks, Tom.
That's what. No.
I know.
Now, for Pittsburgh to get in, don't the Chargers and Raiders have to tie?
Yes.
No.
The Chargers and Raiders are playing. I think Raiders win. They're in.
No. If Indianapolis loses and Pittsburgh wins, Pittsburgh's in. That ain't going to happen because Indianapolis is playing the pitiful Jacksonville Jaguars. And not that I reduce myself to pulling for the team playing Pittsburgh. I was going to say, Big Ben, they're not going to win. Doesn't matter what you do against the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to beat Pittsburgh anyway. But I'll say this. Once Pittsburgh is eliminated, and I know that Terry likes to put this 24-3-1 crap and rub it in my face, even though Big Ben, 46 pass attempts, 46 and 123 yards. So what's that tell you? The guy should have quit playing football 5 years ago. He has 0 playoff wins since 2016. He's missed a playoff 2 out of the last 3 years. I'm not finished. And his last playoff loss was to who, Terry? The Cleveland Browns at home.
I remember.
So, even though he won 24 games against us, his last loss, Terry, I'm not finished. His last playoff loss against Cleveland Browns. Now you may speak.
All right. All I have to do is go back and say Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl when the defense was better than Peyton Manning could ever play at Denver. And he won a Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning shouldn't even been playing.
That's okay. There you go. And all
Ben
I can say,
Roethlisberger shouldn't have been playing since 2016.
Ben Roethlisberger has been in the NFL for 18 years and never had a losing record.
Because they've had defense.
It's on account of they play people
they've
like
had stability
Cleveland.
In coaches.
They play people like
Cleveland's organization's been bad. I'm not going to debate that.
Go. So those
Cincinnati's
are 2 wins every year, and he's done that about every year.
So basically, you're saying you're devaluing his wins. You basically made the case against him because you're devaluing.
Yeah, you're
right
because he plays Cleveland.
So you do what you always do.
About
You
like
make
Tom
a point.
Brady playing
You make a
Buffalo,
point and give
Miami
evidence against it.
Yeah,
you give
it's the same thing.
And evidence against it. Ben Roethlisberger looks like he's been eating a bunch of Roethlisbergers the last 5 years. He has not been anything in 5 years, and everybody forgets all his trouble about him riding a motorcycle and flipping off the press, about all his allegations. This guy is one step ahead of the sheriff's deputy. He's one step ahead of him.
Why does he
and
keep talking?
And we're talking about how he's so great. We got to talk about on this show how he's so great. Oh, he's the greatest thing ever. 0 playoff wins in the last 5 years. Missed a playoffs. Going to miss 3 out of the last 4 years.
I think he hates Ben Roethlisberger was he does Notre Dame.
It's close. It's close. I'm just going to tell you, Ben Roethlisberger is a jerk and does not deserve this serenade he is getting.
But you know the bottom line on this, Zach.
If it was me, if I was Ben Roethlisberger and
Listen
not a
to
court,
this.
I would be in jail. I would be in jail. I would be in federal or state prison
He
right
keeps talking, but Pittsburgh, Big Ben
is a criminal.
Put Cleveland out of the playoffs.
He's a criminal.
Put them out of it.
So
he is so bad. You just got through listening to him. How bad he was, but he beat
Pittsburgh's
Cleveland.
defense and Najee Harris beat the Browns, not Mr. 46 pass attempts and 123 yards.
And he still had a W.
So you're saying that he should have an orange jersey on with more numbers on it?
Correct.
Not a Cleveland jersey.
Correct. He should. He should. And, you know, he might even put on a little bit more weight eating that good prison food every day.
So before we've got a special guest in the house for a few minutes, and
I'm glad he comes. That way we can stop this.
I know.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Can y'all hear Peyton talk, Peyton?
Hello.
Okay. So this is Peyton Warlick from the Bandy's area. Is that the best way to call that? What do you want me to call it?
Yeah,
the Bandy's region.
Catawba
The
County.
Bandy's region.
Yeah.
The Bandy's region.
Yep.
He interned with us, and I'm going to give him a pat on the back. One of our, hey, you two in there listening, not listening. Peyton here is one of our best interns we've had. He works or has been working at the Billy Graham Association.
Yep. Still there.
Still there. Tell a little bit about what you're doing there right now.
Well,
we're trying to do and all that right now.
Yeah. So right now, I kind of sit at a desk and I what they call digitize photos. So we have a bunch of photos that were taken of Mr. Graham and Franklin and all the other guys, and they're like printed copies.
Yep.
So I take those and I scan them onto a hard drive onto a computer, and then I also helped with a digitization project of about 1.2 million negative photos that we had. They're all digitized now, and I also edit some video on the side.
Well, Peyton, just that right there alone, I know it's tedious work and hard. I've done some of my parents. Zach just got a picture he's showing me of my mom's. We've got some old film, and then you can actually now on your phones, guys. There's an app you can scan these with your phone and put the color into them. And so just doing some of that is amazing. And what you're doing with them, that's going to last forever. And that's outstanding work. I didn't know exactly what you were doing with that, and that's great. There's going to be people looking at those pictures for tons and tons of years, Peyton. So that's pretty cool. Graduated at Gardner Webb.
Yep.
And what was your major exactly?
Broadcast journalism.
Broadcast journalism. He covered the Gardner Webb football team for a year.
Yep.
Now Peyton comes from the long line of our interns, Tom, that is not a big sports fan. He does play tennis, right? Was that tennis?
Yeah.
He plays tennis.
That
JP
is
likes
a
tennis.
sport.
It's a sport.
I know that, but he's not. Again, if you ask him who's third in the AFC, he's going to be like, I don't care. Again,
But if you asked him about the Jokic and the
That's what I
Australian
was
Open,
saying.
I bet he'd have an opinion on that.
Well,
I bet he'd have
that's
an
what
opinion on
I
that.
was going to get to a second why he's here, because I don't know how long he's got. So we can split up the NFL coverage
JP
here in a
likes
minute.
tennis.
Well, JP hates Djokovic. So he can't stand Djokovic. Are you a Djokovic fan, or do you have any feelings? Or do you have a big a tennis fan? Are you a fan of someone in particular?
I mean, it was him at one point, but now he's just kind of been the number one all the time. It's just kind of annoying.
As a younger person in your teens, who was your favorite? Did you have a favorite?
It was definitely him.
Okay.
And then I pulled for Serena too until she had her kind of mental breakdown when she played Osaka, and Osaka beat her. So that was kind of the end of that.
Some people don't handle losing well at all.
No.
Zach, I guess when we were growing up, the big rivalry was Agassi and Sampras, and any kid loved Andre Agassi, and all the I don't know, regular people or tennis fans. Yep. Were Sampras fans, and you know, I pulled for Michael Chang too.
I was young. And I'm old enough to remember. I just lost
McEnroe.
I've never seen
McEnroe. It was McEnroe and Connors.
The
youngest I'd ever watched. It was those two, and then Agassi come up on the scene, and then Sampras.
Agassi and Chang.
I was always an Agassi over Sampras fan.
Yeah. What was your style in tennis? As far as at more baseline or attack or so like I like the guys like Agassi that move around as opposed to the guys that just pound it, and it's gotten to a lot of point today. A lot of the men's game is just nothing but just pounding it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that as far as how that works? Is there any way to change that or do something to make it better? Or?
I mean, if it's working for them, then it works. But I kind of tended to be more defensive, and I would stay back on the baseline just to cover, I guess, the full court. And if they'd hit a short kind of slice or whatever, I mean, you'd have to go up there. But I tended to play more defensively.
Okay. Do you have any know what that means, Zach?
I do. If you were in Cobra Kai, you would be on.
Be on my
You'd be on Ralph Buckin's team. You'd be Miyagi-Do.
That's what any tennis aficionado wants to hear is a Cobra Kai analogy to his sport.
And he got it. That was even better. He got it.
I don't know a lot about tennis, but if you see this Cobra Kai, you're kind of like Miyagi-Do, not Eagle Fang.
That's right.
Look at this guy.
That's
Look
right.
At this guy.
That's right. Yeah.
No, I've told
Eddie 80s guy does that.
I've told Payne before. I like the sport. I'd like to play it. But it's one of those things that I have been awful at. I can't hold the racket right and hit it right. And there's 3 or 4 different ways to hold it.
Quite a few, yeah.
So I was taught this in college. I took a tennis class in college thinking, okay, my sister whipped me in high school. I was her whipping boy. She's younger than me because she played on the team and I didn't play.
Just admitted about getting beat by a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you've never played Payton and they have, what happens?
Yeah.
I can't get over
if I knew a girl could beat me, I wouldn't play her.
it got to that point, Tom, where I'm like, I don't know if I want to play anymore.
I won't play.
But she was the best also at, I don't know, Zach, remember, you couldn't play her at horse. My sister was money from 15 feet in, bank shots galore, just kill her in the game of horse. But anyway, back to what was we talking about? The tennis?
Defensive. He was defensive on his stance.
I can't remember. Tom interrupted me now. I lost my
approach.
Where I was going.
I'm ruining the show.
You did. You totally.
Yeah. Well,
totally
Kevin,
killed.
you would be glad that I got Panthers season tickets this season. Unfortunately, so I did watch more football than I normally watch. So
I'm just
there's that.
No, I mean, you went to Gardner Webb you did the sideline report. I thought that's great.
Well, you could have sold those Panther tickets for $10 and went and saw a movie.
I could have, yeah, should have too.
It would have been better.
Saw Iron Man 2,
better off,
whatever it is out nowadays. Iron Man 7,
yeah.
Fast and the Furious 27, whichever one that is.
Yeah, not seen a single one.
Yeah. So, all right. So Djokovic, not allowed. I don't know what they're doing with him. It's hard to get in.
He's playing in the French.
He's actually
he's in jail right now in
right, because he
Australia.
went over there with his COVID protocols and they got him detained.
That was originally, Tom. What was the original for what was the Australia colony? What was it? Besides the Aborigines, it was a penal colony.
Yeah, originally. Yeah, I thought you were saying it was a different name. I was thinking,
no.
Started out.
What did it start out as?
A lot of it was debtors, though. Back in the day, it was debtors.
Yeah.
Just people because he used to throw you in jail for your debts. And a lot of them ended up in Australia. That's correct.
Australia used to be a big island prison. Now it's back to being a big island prison. All right, well, go ahead, Terry. What you gonna say?
No.
Payton, any other things going on or comments as far as here in the sports world? I know that's what you're here for, but thanks for bringing some stuff back and
absolutely
coming to see us. I like seeing Payton and talking to him. Like I said, he's one of our best interns, and glad everything he did and helped out. And I got one in there. Mason is interning now. He's an Appalachian State grad, and he's helping out. I hope his hand's better. He plays the bass, so I'm gonna get him to play some intros and music here and do some stuff for us for fun. We'll have a little fun with him. I see a Chappelle Show type intro with an electric bass. What do you think?
Yeah, you could
that?
make it work. Yeah,
you like that idea? All right.
Yeah.
Well, Payton Warlick stopping by. Payton, thank you again for bringing everything by. It seems like I had one more question, but I'll get to you in a minute. All right, let's finish up the football. Let's do bad picks. Oh, no, I'm going to finish up the playoff thing, and then we'll do bad picks. Yeah, turn his mic off just for a second. All right, you can stay right there. You can do whatever. All right, so let's go back through those. Like I said, 7 teams in, 7 teams out right now. Terry, we all got 9 of the teams together of the team. Y'all got 10, no 11, right? I got 10. So this is what I'm going to go through them. We got all 5. All 3 of us got 5. Green Bay, Tampa, Rams, Cowboys, Cardinals. We all nailed those. So the top 5 seeds in the NFC, all of us got those. The last 2 spots, it got a little weird. We all 3 had the Vikings. They're eliminated, so we all missed that. Terry had the Bears. They went 6-10. Tom had the Saints. They're still in it.
Yep.
So Tom could get in if they get in. Giants are in the 6th seed right now. I'm pulling it up for the folks at home.
So San Francisco has not clinched. If they lose and New Orleans wins, they're in. Okay.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah.
So you still got a fighting chance for that pick. Me in the NFC, my last 2 teams were Seattle and Minnesota. They have also both been eliminated. So I got the same 5 teams as the other 2. That's the one team. That's where y'all beat me by 1. The AFC guy. Now, real quick, I want to show y'all something. So this is the playoff teams this year in the NFC, right? Do y'all know the teams that were in the playoffs last year in the NFC? Look how many teams missed. I said 7-7, so there's 4 in the NFC. New Orleans, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, all gone.
Chicago barely by the skin of their teeth got drilled at New Orleans last year. So, I mean, that's, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so...
Arizona was a better team.
How did getting rid of Drew Brees work out for the Saints?
No, not well.
Well, I don't think they got rid of him. I think that's a conspiracy. I mean, he's 42 years old.
Their fan base wanted him out. They did something.
That just adds to my thesis that fans are stupid.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, just go to any ball game. Fans are stupid.
He can't throw it 45 yards. We need James. He can throw it 65. Well, if you can't complete it, it doesn't matter. That's the try to tell that.
Sort of got to throw.
Ask Jeff George that.
Sort of got to throw it to the guys on your team.
Yeah, that helps.
100%
of the time. Last year's AFC playoff teams: Cleveland's out, Baltimore's out, Pittsburgh out.
Baltimore's not out
AFC
yet.
North
Baltimore's
games, still fighting as of right now.
As of right now, yeah.
Pittsburgh is out as of right now. Cleveland has been eliminated. Indianapolis repeats and gets back in. Buffalo and Kansas City and Tennessee. So 4 teams in the AFC come back right now. 3 teams are currently out in the AFC. So looking at we're doing currents only right now. Terry got Buffalo. That's last year's. Let me move it back to this year's for you folks at home.
I just want to say real quick, I think Frank Reich does a great job.
He does.
He's just a good coach. He's a good coach.
All 3 of us got Buffalo. All 3 of us had Tennessee. I did not have Kansas City. That was my one surprise. Wasn't going to pick them in. I put the Raiders.
Yeah, let's not pick the team with Patrick Mahomes and make the playoffs. That's a solid pick.
I took a chance, Tom.
Yeah, you did.
I picked the Raiders to make it, and to make fun of that, Tom, you picked the Raiders too. So.
I did.
They're still in. I mean, chance.
Tom, you know who I picked to make the playoffs didn't make it?
Who's that?
That you didn't.
Who's that?
And that's why the Kansas City's in, and my choice was Cleveland or Kansas City. You had Cleveland out. I had Cleveland in. So I had faith in your team and no faith in Kansas City.
I knew Cleveland wasn't going to make it. They were talking too good.
Didn't have them
they were talking too well about him all year. It's like, okay, disaster.
So in Tom's AFC, let's say Terry's AFC, he had Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee, and Kansas City as the champions. He had wild cards, Cincinnati, Raiders, and Chargers. We all had, believe it or not, guys, the Bengals in the playoffs. All 3 of us.
Did anybody have the Colts?
All 3 of us, had the Chargers. None of us had the Colts. None of us had the Eagles. So those are the 2 teams we totally whiffed on completely by all of us. Not in any of them.
Could you imagine how good Cincinnati's going to be when they get a couple more offensive linemen?
Yeah.
Here's what's funny about the Eagles, because I had to watch these to find it. The week before, I said, I think the Eagles might win the division, and then I come out here and picked them not to make the playoffs.
So I was saying Marvin Lewis said he didn't last long enough.
I guess. So Tom, in the NFC, of course, you had those. AFC, you had Kansas City, Cincinnati, Tennessee, and Buffalo. Baltimore,
not eliminated yet.
Vegas,
not eliminated yet,
and the Chargers.
One of those is getting in.
Right, one of them's out. Then I had the same thing Tom did, but except Kansas City, I had Cleveland. So that was the difference between mine and Tom's pick. That was the difference between all the picks. Y'all beat me by 1 so far. I had Cleveland. Y'all had Kansas City.
The whole story of the Cleveland season might be different if Baker Mayfield doesn't try to pretend like he's a defensive back and try to throw a shoulder and a guy picked him off. Maybe the whole season is different.
It's a weird lesson to learn that do you want the quarterback to try to make the play or not? All right, turn Peyton's mic back on.
Listening to Tom,
which one is he in?
Listening to me talk about state.
I'm just saying a fact. I mean, I'm saying it's dumb. There's nothing dumber than he did all year. That's the dumbest thing he's ever done.
Well, speaking of dumb, Tom, what do you think? Or I know. I've been waiting on Weekend Ask Terry about this because I knew he was going to come with fire. Peyton, since you're here, what do you think about Antonio Brown running off the field with his shirt off?
It's pretty stupid.
Hey, if I was in that good a shape, I'd have my shirt off all the time, man. What are you talking about?
My thing is he said he wouldn't go back in the game because his ankle was hurt. He was jumping to walk off to go off the field.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with his ankle.
There was nothing wrong with this guy.
But he's left-handed. Did you notice he's left-handed? You know what they say about left-handed people? They owe the devil a day's work. I think he's done about a couple weeks' worth at least. What do you think? You know, just judging by some of the stuff.
Have you heard that
he's
before?
done.
Have you heard that one before?
You're left-handed. You owe the devil a day's work. You owe the devil a day's work. He's just left-handed. Watch out for left-handed people. I'm just telling you.
Now I've heard people make the joke that you sit on the right hand of God, but I've never heard that one, Tom. That's a
You owe the devil a day's work.
just pick it on left-handed people.
It's a thing.
Let's bully lefties today.
It's a thing. I'm just telling you.
Well,
It's
anyway,
I just like it on account of the guy run off the field, and gave up $1 million.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But
It's
he's got a
total.
rap song, Terry.
Hey, I guess, okay.
I'm from the pit, not the palace. I know you've heard it. I'm from the pit, not the palace. See? My rapping skills. Somebody's going to sign me when I leave Saturday
I
morning
wish I
sports
could
talk
just
today.
leave a job and just say I don't need $1 million.
I wish Tom would warn me before he does things like that, so I can get him onto the screen.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it
I'm not
again.
gonna lay down
You
some
and
rhymes.
me both,
I'll
Kevin.
lay down some.
I
Well,
did.
Speaking of JP,
I did listen to the song.
speaking
Wasn't that bad?
Speaking of JP, we've got him on videotape going player. So you'll see that in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So Tom and guys, Antonio Brown, he says he's claiming his ankle was hurt, and they wanted to put him back in the game. And other rumors are that he was like 15 catches shy of a bonus.
Yeah, 5.
A 5 or something, and he was complaining
5.
about that. And but he had another game
100
left,
yards.
right?
He wanted.
100 yards.
He went in there and said, basically, give me the incentives whether I make the targets or not. That's what he basically said. And they told him no, and then
he's got to get him.
Then he did what
So
he
we're
did.
arguing about incentives.
But this
down 24-10.
But this is it. This
That's
is
what kids are just.
and why he's
not a
really
kid, he's 37 years
seriously
old.
he's not well.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just going to tell you, he's not well. He's a compulsive liar. He's, I mean, look at his behavior. Look at that impulsive behavior. I mean, what if a kid acted like that in your classroom, Terry? I mean, you would expect it maybe from a 14-year-old. This is a grown man. You know, I mean, it's just there's something wrong with him. I mean, I'm not going to get mad about this. I think Aarons and Brady handled this exactly the way they're supposed to. Did you hear Aarons at the press conference? What about Antonio? We're not going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the guys who won the game.
Keep
Yeah,
you
you
know.
know. I
Well, he had an
respect him for
attitude the
that.
week before, because not this week when he did all this stuff, but the week before when the announcer was the reporter was trying to ask him about his COVID test. Well, he didn't even want to talk about that. He got up and left. You know, he goes, "Well, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the game. That's not what we're talking about." And I'm like, "We're talking about you, buddy. We're talking about you. Explain why you did this." And he had no reason for why he did this. You know, so I mean, he was messed up then. Then he comes into this game. He's 5 catches short, 100 yards short. I mean, it's a total of $1 million he's getting ready to blow. And you know, and then he is like, "I'm not going back in on count my toes."
Yeah.
Tom Brady would have got him what he had to have.
Yeah, and
there's
they
no
said
doubt.
They said that he went up to Tom and said, "I guess you're back with your boy again, Gronk," because Gronk was getting the catches in the game.
It's like
I don't know why Brady wants to attach himself to that, but I don't.
There was one comment, I think, who was he talking about? It was or somebody was talking about. It might have been Brown talking about Roethlisberger making bad throws when he was there, and there was a video clip of that. And like Terry said, the man's never had a losing record, and you can name how many different wide receivers have been stars in Pittsburgh.
How many good running backs and good defenses?
How many of them,
And there's no doubt.
How many of them have left?
Tom knew he had the rest of that game plus another one to get
Right, that's
him
I'm saying.
what he had to have.
We're a game away, and we're talking about, and we're down. Like Tom Brady cares about your catches. We're down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's worried about winning
care.
this game at this point
So
in time.
Antonio Brown released or screenshotted some of his and Bruce Arians' text message back and forth. That's the latest thing he's trying to do, and it made him look even dumber because Bruce Arians basically saying we're not setting out for the playoffs. We're not resting.
Oh yeah. All right, Tom. This is the Peyton Manning stuff I was talking about earlier, I don't have it's on my phone. I'm gonna just try to read it out to you. Talking about Baker Mayfield, should will they move forward with him or not? Well, I compared him to Kozar last week, and then like we said earlier in off air, 20-something years without winning a playoff game. We win a playoff game, we run the man out of town. Whether or not he's Tom Brady or not is a different argument. Whether or not he's better than what you said, what you're going to replace him with, which would be nothing as far as we know. But this is what someone posted. I'm glad the Colts didn't give up on Peyton Manning as fast as you so-called Browns fans want to give up on Baker Mayfield. Manning threw 81 picks in his first 4 years. That's 20 interceptions a year from Peyton Manning, leading the Colts to a 32-32 record in his 4th season after 4 years, so he's 500. Baker now has 26 touchdowns and 23 picks in a 6-10 record. You people would have been screaming to get rid of the bum. In Manning's first 4 years, he wasn't putting up top 10 numbers. His quarterback rating was 82, 62% completion, and he averaged 20 interceptions a year. He only won 1 division title and had 2 losing seasons, a 3-win season, and then a 6-win season. In his 4th year, Peyton Manning had a 6-win season. You most definitely wouldn't be screaming to get rid of him. Manning's quarterback rating in 98 was 71, in 99, 90, and in 2000 was 94, 2001, 84, for an average his first 4 years of 85. Baker's average after 4 years is 88.5. Obviously, both of them set their touchdown rookie records. Manning did not win a playoff game until his 6th year. Baker won one in his 3rd. So, again, 2 things. One thing I've been talking about forever, the development of quarterbacks is just god-awful in this country alone. From the college coaches are coaching for themselves, where they're at. I'm trying to win this game. I don't care if you can complete a pass. If I got Cam Newton or Tim Tebow, we're going to run the ball straight in the head. Y'all going to tackle him 40 times. I don't care if he can throw the ball. Gets in the NFL, nobody prepared. Well, used to be a time, Terry, the Dallas Cowboys could have 2 number 1 picks, Steve Walsh and Troy Aikman, on the same team.
They did.
That could play. There used to be a time every team had 3 quarterbacks. And one thing that the NFL sits here with this roster limit at 46 and doesn't allow, if it was 50, you could add an extra quarterback, and these teams would be much, much better, I believe. Also, again, when they go to the college, you picking Carson Wentz from North Dakota. So I got a top 25 teams and nobody can throw a football.
Trey Lance.
You know, exactly. Well, why do I have all these top 25 teams and nobody can throw a football? Is that what you're telling me? And they don't develop them. And then the NFL, I think the guys need 3 or 4 years of starting these first-round picks, and then you can say you're gone or whatever. But still, Peyton Manning, after 4 years, they had got rid of him.
I think the Browns are holding out for C.J. Stroud.
Is that what it is? Tom, a funny meme this week was the Mean Girls meme going around about the Browns. It was the girl where she said, "Stop trying to make this happen. It's not going to happen." It was, "Stop trying to make the run happen. It's not going to. The run's not. I mean, the pass. Stop trying to make passing happen."
Well, it's just all the stuff that you said about Baker Mayfield just reminds us that fans are stupid, and fans are always going to be stupid. But I wish Baker Mayfield would just do one thing for me. Just shut up. And you know, when he ran off the field after the Detroit game, I wish he would do that after every game. Just go and locker room. Just let everybody run their mouth and da-da-da-da-da. The thing is, though, it's not that he's lost the fan base as much. They say, the talking heads, the pundits on TV say he's lost the locker room. I don't know if it's true. We're not in the locker room. But, you know, they could say what they say what they want to say. It's like when OBJ left, he lost the locker room. That's the I think that may be just people just saying, well, these pieces fit. I think what happened is the team had high expectations. They didn't meet them. Now everybody's mad at everybody. I mean, that's just what it is.
And to be fair, he's been hurt. I mean, it ain't like he's 100%.
But
they're going to blame the quarterback.
Going back,
right. I mean,
going back.
Blame him.
Why are you hurt? Because you did something dumb, and you have. It's like, dude, you're not paid to make tackles. I know that you want to make that tackle to prove. It's like, what I tell that kid is, what do you have to prove? You got nothing to prove.
I've been in that position. I think I've been in or close to every tackle and every pick I've thrown because you're so mad at yourself that you threw it and you want to help out the team. If you don't help out, there's a good chance they're going to score. I know that high school is different than
get in his way.
You don't want a $20 million quarterback.
Get in his way and get some help.
All right, so several team names. Here's the final team names finalist for the Washington team names. Terry, you mentioned the Admirals and guys. They're not even in the actual 8 finalists. A reporter from wherever.
Admirals?
Admirals is not one of the 8 finalists.
Yeah. That's what keeps going around right now.
Boomer Esiason came out and said that was the name on his talk show. What this report is saying today is that they're actually going to keep the Washington team name.
and it's all been a ruse.
Washington FC?
Yeah, the Washington Football Club. Washington Football Club.
I hope they do.
So, right,
Soccer.
the finalists, the 8 finalists, we'll take a vote. JP and Mason, get your ears on and listen. Pay attention. I need y'all to a team name where everybody's going to say their favorites. We've got the Washington Defenders. Anybody like that?
No.
Yeah.
The Washington Armada.
Lame.
No.
The Washington Presidents.
Lame.
No.
Choke a chicken.
We have no idea why he said that. Please disregard. That could mean a whole lot of different things. Let's not even break that down.
Have you seen an American Pie movie? How about the Washington Brigade?
No.
No.
Lame.
The Washington Commanders.
Lame.
Be quiet, JP.
Hey, he wanted us to vote on it.
It sounded like JP just jumped off a cliff in there.
I that was.
I think we make JP the mascot, and they can just be the players.
Remember the guy? Remember the guy in Die Hard who got thrown off the building?
Yeah.
I think that's the noise that he made.
All right, we gotta go quick. And the last two are Red Hogs and Red Wolves.
Red Wolves is out because there's some stuff with copyrights.
Right.
I believe it is.
So,
Yeah, my copyright actually.
Out of all those, Red Hogs is my favorite. It really is.
Why not just call them the Hogs?
I agree.
That'd be good.
Why do they have to be red?
I don't know. All right, we're gonna play our bad pick segment right now. So Zach, if you would, yes, hit the computer. We're good to go now. Peyton, have you ever been around for bad picks?
I don't think so.
All right, so what we do is we make bad picks every week, and then I go back and pull out the bad picks, and we laugh and make fun of them.
My Miami pick was really bad last
So this
week.
is basically all this is. This is about 5 minutes of us making terrible picks, and then we'll make some more terrible NFL
We all had
picks
good picks.
when we're done. Terry, what was our records? We did decent last
Well,
week.
I'm gonna tell you, last week in college, we all across the board went 3-2.
Hey,
so I mean, not
it's
bad.
above 500.
That's it. But as far as the NFL picks, Tom.
All right.
Come out 13-3.
All right.
Zach and Kevin were 12-4, and I was bringing up the rear at 11-5. But
good weeks for everybody.
Terry, Rear Dog's view never changes, does it?
I'm telling you. But as far as the seedings,
yeah,
there's a different story. Zach and Tom are both looking up at all of us. Zach is 58.4%, Tom 58.7%. Kevin comes in next at 61.5%, and I lead the way at 64.4%.
Right. None of us is actually like burning it up here.
So here are last week's.
You're above 500.
This is last week's bad picks.
I'm picking Ohio State. I think a lot of people are picking Utah in this game though because of the opt-outs for Ohio State.
Bad pick.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Terry. Go ahead, pick them like you're wrong. Nevada pick. Go ahead with that.
I'm taking Utah.
I'm also taking Utah.
I mean, Tom, again, if I don't look at the names and I see this team beat this team by a lot, and they got beat twice by another.
All right. To counter your point, Ohio State beat Michigan State 56-7, and Michigan State beat Michigan, and then Michigan beat Ohio State. So you can't use that logic because it's matchups.
But if I take that, my logic, and then the logic you just said, that means you can't trust the big team. So go
exactly.
Matchup.
There you
it's
go.
Matchup.
Ohio State wins 48-45 over Utah.
Bad
like a party boat.
Pick. When Arkansas on count, I don't like the name Penn State.
That's a solid pick. I think Penn State's going to go in there and beat Arkansas. Every time somebody good plays Arkansas, they beat up on them.
Yeah, we'll go Razorbacks, Terry.
Okay, good pick.
Arkansas wins 24-10 over Penn State.
Bad picks.
Coach is pretty good there at Baylor, but Ole Miss will win. I mean, this is forget it. Ole Miss.
I like Baylor. I don't trust Lane Kiffin.
I feel the same way as Tom on this one. Over under at 58. That's got to be more, don't it?
I would think.
Big 12 team. against Lane Kiffin team in a bowl game. He
Not a whole lot of defense going to be playing.
Right.
Call my bookie. 40 grand on the over. Final score 16-12.
Yeah, we got that right. Vegas was getting them.
Baylor wins 21-7 over Mississippi.
Quarterback got hurt.
Andre's just partying.
Quarterback got hurt.
Yeah, they have.
I'm gonna go with Iowa myself.
I was leaning towards Iowa the whole time. Y'all didn't say anything magical that's going to change my mind.
Kentucky wins 20-17 over Iowa.
Those are some bad picks.
So that was college picks. Now it's time for NFL.
I'll take the football team.
Terry with the football team.
Even though they gave up 56.
Let's see it. They'll bounce back this week.
No, they're not.
And I'm not a football man, but they watch them. Watch what they do.
Yeah, you're right. You're not a football man.
Tom, do I need to cut that one? That's going to be a I need to cut that right there.
No, you're not a
Tom,
football
I lead our picks. I believe I lead our picks.
Blind squirrel.
I'm glad we had
every now and then.
Yeah.
Points discussion in defense. And
Yeah.
Terry brings up that because they're going to
bounce back.
Just bounce
That's
back.
right.
No
That's
other reason.
Good scientific analysis.
I like it.
Eagles win 20-16 over Washington.
Bad picks.
Put me down for the Lions. Seahawks. I think, Tom, conspiracy-wise, that Pete Carroll is tanking right now. They lost to a team last week that they were tied with, which gave them a better playoff spot. So I think they're tanking.
Seahawks win 51-29 over the Lions.
Bad picks.
They scored 3 points last week. And we got a good defense. I hate to do this. I'm picking the Panthers.
Yeah, you're talking right. If it is a book start,
Yeah, they scored 3 points.
I don't know.
I talked Terry.
because I mean, Panthers defense.
How bad are we? Got me.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'm like, Hill's playing. What
the
kind of
quarterback
crap I
who
need
started
to change
was
him?
I mean, he was running for his life. He had
Well, they've
no
got
clue.
9 quarterbacks, and one of them besides that guy
I'm gonna change mine. I ain't taking the Saints. I'm taking the Panthers. Oh, thank you, Zach.
Saints win
You cost
18-10
me one.
over the
Tried to
Panthers.
talk you out of the Washington pick.
Bad picks.
Now I know why I always lead this thing. Ravens win. Yes, I mean,
Is Jackson playing?
Stafford
Too
played
bad.
hard.
He don't
I
know.
always
He
does not
doesn't
matter.
know. He doesn't even
Ravens
know.
win.
You don't even know who's playing quarterback. You're
Listen,
just throwing darts.
I'm
at a
picking
ball.
the Ravens too.
There you go. See, y'all lost.
Ravens not ruling out Lamar Jackson
They should have won.
for a third straight week.
Rams win 20-19 over the Ravens.
Bad picks.
I'm going Kansas City. This ain't even a question for me on this one.
I need Kansas City to win, so I'm pulling for Kansas City.
So who you picking?
Kansas City.
You just made the case for Cincinnati though.
Yeah, but I think it is. It
Who
should
you
be a
going,
1-point
Zach?
game.
I'm going to go with Kansas City. I think
Bengals win 34-31
Terry.
over the Chiefs.
Bad picks.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins winning and stealing one.
Wow. They've won what, 7 straight? Have they?
Might be 8.
7.
Is it
They were
7?
1-7, and now they're 1 game out of first. And they got knocked out of the playoffs.
Their hopes and dreams get crushed in the Music City.
It did.
Titans win
Tom read that
34-3 over the Dolphins.
Cowboys.
Tommy.
Cowboys will win that one at home.
This is,
Cowboys.
everybody will miss this.
Over 4. Cardinals shouldn't win. I'll pick Cowboys in that one.
Cardinals win 25-22 over the
Look at
Cowboys.
shirt.
Bad picks.
I think the running game will keep the Colts in, and their defense is not bad.
Raiders win 23-20 over the Colts.
He's had a
134.
great career against the Browns. I'm not going to take away. He should have been in prison, so he shouldn't be winning those games. But I think the Browns will not brown this one away. I mean, they've got better players. They're the better team.
You'll not even be in this.
Steelers win
Listen to this.
26-14 over the Browns. At least Mason Rudolph didn't assault anyone this time. These are some bad picks.
All right, Tommy. At least Mason Rudolph didn't assault anybody this time.
Correct.
So we got through that. All right, let's take a quick break. We come back. We'll finish up the show with our NFL bad picks on KTCBroadcasting.com.
It's 2 for 1. Two good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today.
For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires, and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
Home Folks Cafe is a family business that's celebrating 50 years. The best breakfast in town. Sausage, bacon, eggs, grits, and rice with gravy. Lunch, how about a cheeseburger? Dinner specials during the week. Wednesdays, spaghetti and chicken livers. Thursdays, they rotate meatloaf with salmon patties. Fridays is everybody's special. Prime rib, their world-famous fried chicken. And top that off with a slice of their homemade cakes. Home Folks Cafe is open Tuesday through Friday, 5 a.m. till 8 p.m., Saturdays 5 a.m. until 1 p.m. 209 East Main Street, Cherryville. Call 704-435-9336. Check their menu out on Facebook at Home Folks.
Make sure your car or truck is ready for this year's cold winter weather with a checkup at Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville. Come in now for a free battery, wiper, or tire checkup. And now Bruner's Automotive sells tires. Check with them before you buy. And now you can get an oil change with up to 6 quarts of synthetic oil and a Wix filter for $42. That's Bruner's Automotive, 319 East Main Street in Cherryville. Call 704-923-7612 and visit the website at BrunerAutomotive.com.
Come to Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston to check out their immune system supplement support package, including vitamin D3, zinc 30, vitamin C, and quercetin. Fight off colds, flu, and viruses. And now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, get Ranch House Cocktail and blue cheese sauces. Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 in Falston.
Gaston County's premier flooring center is Carpet One Interiors, located at 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Seeing is believing at Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia, where you get a large selection at a low price with expert advice. Ask about their beautiful guarantee. If you don't love your new carpet, they'll replace it free. And right now, luxury vinyl plank is just $2.99 a square foot. Come see for yourself and refresh your home this year with a stop at Carpet One Interiors, 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Online at carpet1gastonia.com.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Kevin Hastings, along Peyton Warlick's in the house today for a little bit. Good to see him, have him back in. I always like having Peyton in. Zach Mayu, Terry Reinhardt, Tom Tinfine. We're about to do some NFL picks. I got some kids basketball. I was complaining about that a little while ago. I just got one public service announcement. Sign your kids up for sports. Have them play sports. And then take them to practice.
We talking about practice?
Practice. Practice.
Well, I remember one time Anna didn't want to go to cheer practice. I said, Anna, either you're going to practice or I'm going to go up and tell the coach you're off the team. And that's the only time we ever debated about it.
I mean, that's a good.
Yep.
I don't get it. But what brought it up? I've got 12 kids on my team. In the last 2 practices, we've had 5 at each one. The first one we had 7, and I haven't had. That's the most I've had. The first practice, I ordered a team meeting. Right, we're gonna have a team meeting first practice. Only 6 kids showed up to practice. No parents came in the gym. They dropped their kids off and left. And I'm just like, so
did you go over and type something up so you could have the kids give it?
I've got all kinds of things to give the team, and I haven't given out anything because nobody has come in the gym yet, or nobody's come to talk to them or anything. And I just,
it's the millennial parents.
What's weird about it is that it's you think maybe it's sport related. But here's the thing, Terry and Tom. I coached baseball and it's the same recreation, right? When I got in basketball, it's us exact same coaches The same ones that were doing baseball are doing basketball, and nobody else is out there. So where's all the parents? Where's all the other people that are out here on the team? Obviously, we've only got 4 online that care because that's the only ones that are showing up.
What you should have done is told the kids to go over here. Now, y'all sat on these chairs right here. I need to go over here and talk to your parents. And walked over to the bleachers. Nobody up there and started talking. And then their kids would have went back home, man, we got a weird coach
is
man.
Crazy. he's up there talking
He's talking to
ghost.
y'all, man. Y'all not even in
talking
there.
to ghost in the stand. I don't know. I just it's not whatever it is. I'm not happy about it because not on my sake. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for the team. It's not good for anybody. Comes game day, and Terry, I done told you we don't have a time limit on playing time. So what am I supposed to do for all the kids that haven't showed up to a single game? How can I play them at all more than the 2-minute regular?
Got to play them equally.
No. It's only 2-minute minimum. There's no equal in this league.
Equally.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be arguing with parents about playing time here shortly, Peyton. All right, today Chiefs and Broncos. Chiefs favored by 10.5 in Denver.
Who's the quarterback for the Broncos?
Yeah,
there we go.
We haven't got enough time to
I know,
some
that's
of them.
what I'm saying. Zach, don't tell me, make sure I know.
Does it matter?
Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Does it matter? Chiefs, I'm going with.
Chiefs.
All right, Terry. 8 o'clock tonight. Cowboys at Eagles. I've seen rumors the Cowboys could rest starters and take whatever seed they get.
That's the number 4 if they rest all the starters.
Or they could try to win this game. What do you think, Terry?
No, Cowboys will win.
Cowboys.
Eagles.
I got the Eagles as well in this one. Even though the Eagles don't need to get in anyway, technically, either. And they can't win the division, so both teams may be just kind of trying to get through this and survive.
Who'd you take, Zach?
Cowboys.
Yeah,
everybody else took the Eagles.
Right. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Here in the Bengals. I guess I need to pull that over for the folks at home. Bengals and Browns, and now what has become a meaningless game. We thought this would be a big playoff deciding game, but it's not.
Joe
Tom?
Burrow must not be playing. It's Cleveland -6.
Cleveland's favored. So, Tom, who you got?
Let's go ahead with the Browns. They win one with Case Keenum to stir the drama pot with Baker Mayfield.
Keenum's not bad at all. I think him and Baker in the
Keenum's
same,
not bad. Neither is vanilla ice cream,
Right.
But you really want it.
with strawberry syrup. I do. So I
yeah,
got
but
strawberry
we
Chubb.
ain't got no strawberry syrup right now.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
I took the Browns also. If Burrow's not playing,
Zach.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. I don't know if Burrow.
Browns would be favored by 6 if Burrow
Burrow's
was playing.
But if
I would say
that Cincinnati's favored by a touchdown, Baker Mayfield's not playing.
Yeah, Browns backup quarterback is playing, and they're favored by 6. I think Chubb's. I would say I think he was. Tommy had 14 carries last week against the worst. Terry, when we were talking about this, Pittsburgh is the next to worst defense in the NFL in rushing. The coach called 14 carries.
And you put James Hudson, a third-string tackle, one-on-one with T.J. Watt. Conspiracy.
All right, Terry, I got one thought.
you take the Browns?
Have Nick Chubb.
You got Bill Callahan as your line coach.
They should.
Is he not one of the best coordinators at getting a running back the ball?
Yes, he does. Yes, he is.
An offense
from all the
around
times that I've known him.
Stefanski calls the plays.
That's what I'm saying. Should he give it up for an offensive coordinator?
After this year, he should.
And my question was, should it be someone like Norv Turner who's going to say, Nick Chubb's getting this ball?
But we also have to understand.
And Kareem Hunt's getting this ball.
We also have to understand this is the Browns. They've never seen a Super Bowl. They hadn't even been able to walk out on the field.
I asked me, should they hire
And
Norv
I've said
Turner
the
to run
Cowboys
ball
haven't been to
more?
a Super Bowl in 30 years, and I've already said if you ain't been with
Peyton,
a
how
woman
old
in
are you?
30 years, then you ain't been
24.
with a woman.
Tom.
That's all it is.
Tom.
Terry, there's
What?
3
Y'all
people
never
in this
seen
building.
one in your lifetime.
Terry, there's 3 people in this building that hadn't seen the Cowboys one in their lifetime either.
Yeah.
On
Tom's
50% of this or 40?
I've already
All right,
made my
Packers at
Our
Lions.
grandparents have never seen the Super Bowl when the Browns.
Packers at Lions. Speaking
this guy's a card.
The 1
He's a
o'clock,
riot.
the 1 o'clock game in hell is always the Detroit Lions. This week they host the Green Bay Packers. Packers or Lions, Zachary?
Packers.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Tommy?
Packers, especially if Rodgers plays.
Yeah, he's playing.
Bears
He might not play the whole game.
at Vikings.
You take the Green Bay?
I did.
Kevin?
Yeah, we took them all across the board. Bears at Vikings. Minnesota favored by 5.5. I'm going Vikings. Zach?
I'm going Vikings at home.
Yeah, I like the Vikings, even though it's meaningless.
Yeah, I'm going to go across the board.
Bears could upset there. That wouldn't be a surprise for me. Washington football team at the New York Football Giants. Tommy.
Give me the Washington football team. Daniel Jones, done. I think the Giants are going to lose.
I'm taking the Giants since they're playing at home.
Taking the Red Hogs from Washington.
For $9, you can take that Washington football team and Tyler Heineke for the win and go see them play. $9 for a ticket for that game. Colts and that's going to be 35 degrees. That ain't too bad. Colts at Jaguars. Colts 9-7, Jaguars 2-14. Indianapolis favored by 15. They need to get in the playoffs with this. Tommy, they win?
Yeah.
Now, does Frank Reich give Jonathan Taylor the ball more than 14 times?
They're going to do whatever it takes to win this game. They are not going to lose to the Jaguars and let big criminal in. Big fan.
Colts, Terry.
Yeah.
Zach?
Colts
all around.
This will secure that Ben's last loss in the playoffs will be to the Cleveland
Never
Browns.
lost in 18 years.
Loser is out. Winner has a chance to get in. Steelers at Ravens. Big Ben in Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 3.5. Terry, who you got?
Steelers.
Zachary?
I'm going. The NFL won't let him go out without winning. Steelers.
I think the Steelers win this. I ain't been big on the Ravens all year. I had them out of the playoffs anyway. I'll go Steelers.
Ravens are going to win this game at home. You guys don't watch the games.
Too bad you lose, Tom.
You don't watch the games.
You're not a football team.
Big Ben. This is not Big Ben from 2010.
You lost, Tom.
Titans at Texans. Tennessee goes in to Houston. Now Tennessee needs this to secure the 1 seed,
Titans
even though they've
win.
got the tiebreaker with Kansas City, but they need to win.
I got
Titans.
I had Titans as well. Saints at Falcons. Payton, I'll let you pick for me on this one. Saints need to win to get in the playoffs. Falcons don't need anything, but they're trying to upset them. Who do you got? Saints are favored by 3.
Yeah, let's go with the Saints then if they're
are they
if they're still contenders.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. He goes with Saints.
Saints
Payton,
it
smart
is.
man. Smart man. All right, Tommy, who you got?
Saints.
Terry?
Who's quarterbacking?
Well, I guess
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you actually care now?
I do this week since Zach
You
threw me
actually
off
care
last
now?
week.
Don't listen to Zach.
And
Terry.
that's
How
what
about
I'm
that?
saying. Nah, I guess I got to go with Saints. They got more to play for.
Well, since everybody went with the Saints, I'm going with the Falcons.
There's a chance.
You'll
Zach.
probably
I'm going
win.
with the Falcons.
Zach
You'll
goes
probably
Falcons.
win.
Hey, listen,
Hill's
Saints,
playing quarterback.
there's a chance they might not do nothing. All right, Jets at Bills. Tom.
Bills.
Bills favored by 16. 49ers at Rams. Tommy.
Rams end their season.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Zach.
I'm going with the 49ers. They need the win.
The last game Jimmy G will play in a 49ers.
I'm going Rams.
Rams needed to stay in the 2 seed, get a possible 1. I'll go Rams as well. Patriots at Dolphins. There's no way Bill Belichick's sitting anyone, not a rookie quarterback needing reps. If they win, there's a slight possibility they could get a 1 seed.
I got Patriots.
So Patriots are on the 5 right now. They're only 1 game out of that 1. So Terry, who you got?
Patriots.
Oh yeah, Patriots. Dolphins.
Now
Dolphins
remember,
they're done.
Belichick loses in Miami a lot, but not this time. Patriots with a win. Seahawks in Arizona. Arizona trying to get, let's see, what seed are they trying to end up with? They're trying to win the West and get a 2. Possible. No, they can't get to 1. They can get a 2 seed, a 3,
The
or
Cardinals,
a 4.
they're kind of the Rubik's Cube of the NFC.
Yeah.
Hard to figure out. Cardinals win this game.
Cardinals.
Does Russell Wilson score 51 this week? No. Cardinals.
Cardinals win. I want to say Seahawks so bad. I'll go Cardinals. I'm going to regret that one. Peyton, we're going to regret that. I'll let Peyton, do you think Seahawks can win?
It depends.
In
Probably
Arizona?
Not. Probably
All
not.
right,
No.
so, all right, he's helping me. He's going that. All right, Panthers at Buccaneers. Zachary.
Bucks.
Last time you said we're
Bay.
going to get cream, they're going to score 31. They scored 32.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. I'll never pick them Panthers again.
Peyton, you going to pick Panthers to beat the Bucks for me?
Nope, absolutely not.
All right, he's a good man. And finally, the game
Wait
of the
a
week.
minute. He never got to pick. Go ahead and pick, Tom. Say
I
Tampa
did say
Bay.
Tampa Bay.
There you go. That's
I
all
thought he
care.
did.
I didn't hear him.
All right,
I never heard him
final Sunday night football game of the regular season. Chargers at Raiders. Raiders favored by 3. Zach Ray.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Terry.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Tom.
Somehow Derek Carr's been getting it done this year. Raiders.
You lose.
All right,
you
Tom.
don't know that, Terry.
I'm gonna go with Terry on this one. The Raiders have snuck a couple of wins in the last 3 or 4 weeks against third-string quarterbacks. That's the only reason they're in this spot. And one of them was against Cleveland.
Yeah,
and they've won. I was trying to get to their name.
They're at home.
Okay,
the Raiders have not been good since McMahon was there. Madden was there.
They're going to have a
Madden. So
the Raiders have not been good since they
made the Super Bowl
to the Super Bowl in 2000.
They were still no good.
Here's the Raiders' last 5 games: beat the Colts' backup quarterback. Didn't they beat Wentz? Or was Wentz
I don't know if
last
Wentz
week?
played last week or not.
Beat the Broncos' backup. I know Bridgewater did. Then beat the Browns' third string. Got smoked by Kansas City twice this year. Beat Washington's backup by 2. So there's nothing solid about what they've done. I think the Chargers are a great pick this week. Sorry, Tom. Shelby Heating and Air is ShelbyHeating.com. 704-487-7877. Contact them now. They've got all kinds of wonderful things. How about some special offers real quick? How about $20 off performance tune-up, $20 off a service call, $200 off complete installations, $100 off an Infinity air purifier. That's, again, Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. All right. Any other news and comments? I think, one more stat before we go. See you guys next week. We got high school basketball this week. Stay tuned on KTC. There's going to be 2 different nights this week because I think the way the Lincoln County games matched up this week, we didn't have anything during the week or on Tuesday. Zach, if you'll hit computer for me. And I want him to turn it off. I'm going to wind it up in here, get ready for those guys in there. I don't think I do have another fun Saturday. So that's it. Next week we'll have some more fun videos, more predictions, playoff predictions. We'll talk about Georgia and Alabama and more. Terry complaining. More Zach. No pay. Mason, I think, is going to be joining us during the week next week. And we'll see David next Saturday. All right, guys. See you next time.
When you want to be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
It's 2 for 1. 2 good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704